This video is under fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticisms, comments, news reportings, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing.
CCNTV, bringing you captivating news since 2019.
All right. Hello. Let me know if you can hear me. All right. Sorry about that. It kind of kicked me out. I was pressing something and it kicked me out sideways. But I'm here. Hey, I'm here. Hey, one. I'll be the third host. Oh, will you be the third host? Okay, not a problem. Welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. I am your host, Captivating Christian. And of course, Brother Nate will be in the chat tonight. Please pray for everybody in all types of storms, dealing with the aftermath of rainstorms from just a few days ago here in Maryland. Particular parts of Baltimore, people have no power and things of that nature. So pray for those people. Pray for people down south who are dealing with hurricane-like winds and things of that nature. So there's a lot going on. But welcome to everybody in the chat. Hey, Tanari, how you doing, girl? What's going on? Okay, Jack Smith, not a problem. All right, so welcome to everybody. Do note that your waiter or waitress will be around with your drink of choice. All right. Without further ado, let's get started. It is so much to talk about in so little time. So we're just going to run through a lot of these. Leave your comments, please, and I will go back and we could discuss anything that you have 2 cents that you want to add, because I love to hear what you guys have to say. Of course, this is our favorite day of the week where we get to talk politics, and everything happens on a Tuesday, doesn't it? Speaking of everything happening on Tuesday, 2 things have happened, kind of not simultaneously, but publicly it happened simultaneously. So Friday, the Democratic National Convention, all of the delegates did a virtual vote. Virtual vote ended on Monday, where the DNC president, Jamie Harrison of South Carolina, who was running against Lindsey Graham for Lindsey Graham's seat way back when, Lady G, announced that Kamala Harris has received the official number of delegates to become the Democratic presidential candidate for this coming election season. Now that we only have 91 days or 90 days after today until election day, it is time to hit the ground running, right? So with that said, she made her VP pick today, and her VP pick person is Tim Walz, who is the governor of Wisconsin. Is it Minnesota? Sorry, something popped up. But yeah, so that is her running mate. In hopes to, I guess, bring together to be the voice of the Midwest and kind of ensure the votes of like Minnesota, Michigan, and things of that nature. There was some talk about the governor of Pennsylvania. However, the governor of Pennsylvania did have some baggage with him regarding some kind of questionable situations that he was in. And I guess to avoid any heat coming to the campaign, they did not go with the governor of Pennsylvania, although that would have been, that was a choice that people were kind of gearing towards. But this particular governor has been doing his press runs before he was actually been picked, and kind of started to pick up steam when he started talking about J.D. Vance, and J.D. Vance being a weirdo that kind of went viral. But the particular governor, he is a former school teacher and a high school coach, as well as a military veteran. All of the things that, of course, make white people feel good. And no offense to, my Caucasian friends here, but it's just the truth of the matter. Whenever we're voted, whenever it's one of us in a seat of asking for votes, especially like the presidency, there's always a counterpart that is needed to kind of soothe and calm the nerves of our fellow Caucasians. And this is no different. Biden was Obama's, and Mr. Tim is Kamala's, right? And so hopefully this works, and moving forward, they just had their first rally together in Philadelphia, and I mean, it went well. The crowd was packed. It was momentum, but it's still early. They have a lot of work to do, and anything can happen. However, I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is a good pick. Of course, he calms the nerves of a lot of people who may have been questionable of her just running as a presidential candidate anyway, right? And it assures, since a lot of people need assurance, that if a white man is on the ticket, they feel more comfortable voting for her, just like they felt comfortable voting for Obama back in 2009, right? So there we have it. She does have a running mate now, and now we're off to the races, and let the slinging begin. Harris has already come out with a few ads. They haven't come out with ads together, but it has already started. So let's talk about a few things, right? So in this vein of the start of this whole presidential election, let's get rid of some myths out here, which can be dispelled by factcheck.com, the whitehouse.com. Like, I'm not understanding. The first one is now Trump is going with this thing that she's not black. Where does he get that from? Because we be saying that stupid shit, which I find like hard to like. Why do we do that with ourselves? I don't see you. I see your name, but I don't see you. So I don't know if it'll even let me click on you. Can you hear me? Okay, I see you now. But you're not saying nothing. You're frozen. If you can hear me, you're frozen. Let's see. Just give me a thumbs up when it starts moving again, and I'll see if it. But right now, you're still frozen. So yeah, hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Yeah, so let's just dispel a few myths here, right? So first, this whole thing that she's not black, right? I mean, come on, guys. Really? Seriously? Like, why are we even having that discussion? I don't know why it comes from us. We know that we come from a various line of different cultures. You know, we are a dominant culture, but we have been, split here and there, a sprinkle here, a sprinkle there. We are not all just, one thing. We are mixed with a whole lot. So I miss me with that argument, right? I'd rather talk policy than talk about whether or not she's black or not. If you read her autobiography, you would know that she refers to herself as being black. No, she does not deny her Indian heritage because her mother is Indian. And when did being Jamaican or your parent being Jamaican or Jamaicans in general not be considered black? I'm confused. Please help me. Because the people that I see in Jamaica look like me or from Jamaica look like me. The only thing that's different is the accent or the dialect. But I mean, and besides the ones that bleach, whatever. But come on, like I mean, we should not be having that argument. I just think that is disgusting that we have that argument. Let them talk about that, right? Like, I don't believe we should be having this argument whether or not she's black. I mean, it wasn't like, initially she said, well, you know what? If I go to a black university, in a black sorority, that will look good when I decide to, go for the presidency. I don't know if that was her high school dream or what have you. Don't know. But I do know that somewhere down the line in her development, she was guided and shaped and mentored to follow these particular steps. So she happened to follow them. Now, I do know of one or two students that even when I attended Lincoln, there were some white students there. That's because they lived down the street from the university and they was able to go there scot-free. Okay, because they was an affirmative action student. You know what I'm saying? So they were able to not only cop the benefits of going to school for free and actually getting extra assistance because they were the minority, they milked it and they just dealt with it. Yeah, they went to the African American studies classes and all that other kind of stuff, but they worked the system like they normally do. So I'm like, miss me with the argument of her not being black, and I don't know why we have to always be the ones to go around professing clearly, I'm black, look at me, I'm black, I'm black, guys, I'm black. They don't do that, and we don't have them do that, nor do we expect them to do that, and we're okay when they don't go around saying that they're white. I'm white. Look at me, I'm white. Donald Trump does not go around talking about how orange he is. You know what he is when you see him, and you just go with it, right? Same thing when we talk about What was it? It was on the tip of my tongue too. Her being black. It was another thing that we always. Oh yes, when we always talk about, well, you know, just don't vote for her just because she's black. Why the fuck not? If you think about it, all these other presidents that have been white, if you ask a lot of these people why they vote for him, why they vote for the president that they voted for, they didn't have to worry about, well, am I voting for him because he's white? Because they look like their fathers. They look like their brothers. They look like their husbands. They look like somebody that they already knew. So there was no question of, I'm going to vote for him because he's white or because he looks like me. Now, don't get me wrong. We never asked a lot of people. We don't know what their thought process was, but I'm pretty sure some of those mofos voted for him or voted for these other presidents other than Barack because the man was white. Period, point blank. They didn't give a goddamn about the policy. It was, hey, you look like a white man like me. You know, what could it hurt? So, yeah, okay. Now we're coming into an age where the candidate no longer looks like George Washington or Teddy Roosevelt or Van Buren or any of these others, Kennedy, any of these others, that they look like somebody else, somebody that represents, that looks like myself and other people that I recognize. So yeah, what is wrong with having a little pride and going, you know what? I don't even really give a damn what the credence is that they're running on. I'm gonna just vote for them because they look like me. And the pride in me is enough to say, you know what? This will be the first woman, black woman, woman of color, woman of whatever descent you want to, however you want to label it, to sit in the highest office in the land. What's wrong with that? And yeah, we should all be informed about the issues and what's important to us, but that may be important to some voters too, enough to cast their ballot. And I don't think people should be demonized because they choose just to vote for her because she'd be the first woman or because she's black or a woman of color. We've been doing it. I really don't, that kills me. That whole argument burns me. It's like, did you question all the others? Did you ask anybody else, hey, Mr. White Man, why did you vote for that other white man? Is it because he was white? Or because you cared about his policy? Or did you have a chance to really, look at the man's policy? Because wasn't nobody running but another white man. So there was no question of, well, let me think about this for a moment. But times have changed. And there's nothing wrong with having a little pride in yourself, in your culture you come from, and what you look like, to see somebody on the other end of that in the highest office in this country and say to yourself, you know what? Well, goddamn, you're damn right I'm going to vote for her because she's a woman and I'm a woman. You're damn right I'm going to vote for her because she's black and I'm black, or a woman of color and I'm a woman of color, whatever color that is. Like, come on. So moving past that, right? So let's get to some of these myths and misconceptions of Kamala Harris and her vice presidency, right? So this whole thing of, and you can get this off of factcheck.com and whitehouse.com, okay? So it's there for you. So the misinformation that we're spreading, there's no need to spread it when it's there for you to look it up. And I get it. A lot of people don't want to look it up because it's better to talk shit, without looking up shit. But the facts are just that, the facts. That's why I don't like to go back and forth with people, because your feelings is one thing. Facts is another. I'd rather talk facts than your feelings. Your feelings, you can vote with those. You can do a whole lot of things with your feelings, but the facts are the facts. Like Lil Wayne says, numbers don't lie, right? So let's talk about the facts. There is no border czar, okay? That doesn't even exist. Nobody made her the border czar. Nobody, that is not even a department in the White House at all. Nobody, Joe Biden didn't give her that title. Nobody made her that. No, that's not hers. Now, true fact from the White House itself. Now, she was asked to basically look into, because the vice president has to have a job. Like, they believe it or not, they do have jobs. Like, we just think they just follow the president around, or the mouthpiece of the president. But no, this particular president asked her to basically look into immigration, as far as the border, how it's run, the migrants coming over illegally, and all that type of stuff. Like, she was not in charge of the border. She was not, none of that was like her main job here, right? She was there to like look over ICE and see what kind of issues they were having, talk to the president of Mexico to kind of quell the rush of migrants to the border, to find out if they could facilitate something that would keep people in Mexico without running to the border, find out the issue with the cartels that were going on, to work with ICE to quell that problem, right? Not that she was in charge of the border. Wasn't her job. Not her job. So with that, she did, what she did. Now, could she have done a lot more? Yeah, a lot of people could have done a lot more. George W. Bush could have done a lot more, right? But the fact of the matter is, as far as the border was concerned, the numbers have been less than Trump and Obama. Let me repeat that. The numbers, okay, because they don't lie, the numbers have been less since Trump and Obama combined, as far as people coming across the border, the migrants, undocumented workers, and all that. They have been less during these 4 years of Joe Biden. Don't believe me? Factcheck.com, whitehouse.org. It's all there for you. It is all there, right? And again, I don't mind who you vote for. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is we need to be well-informed and factual, right? We're not going to go on feelings here. We're going to go straight with facts. So when we talk about, oh, she's the border czar, she is not no border czar. Not at all. So now, next fact. There was a bipartisan border bill. Bipartisan, for those of you who don't know, bipartisan means both parties, Republican and Democrat, had a plan for the border, right? That, of course, Governor Hot Wheels did not like, because Governor Hot Wheels is a Trump sycophant, right? And he'll do whatever for Trump. Now, when we talk about, oh, all these immigrants in the inner cities and all these immigrants in cities like Chicago, New York, and who was shipping those immigrants to those cities? I'll wait, because we act like we don't remember who was shipping those immigrants to those cities using not only taxpayer money, but COVID relief funds that they received from the government welfare for their states. Governor Hot Wheels, okay? You had DeSantis doing the same thing, and many others. So again, let's not play the game like this stuff was not happening and these governors were not shipping busloads of these people, so much so that even the mayor of New York City was demanding that they stop, because it was so many and they were just sending them busloads every day, constantly. So Texas, while you walking around trying to clean up, the mess, devastation from storms, and your governor Hot Wheels is over in the islands vacationing, this is the reason why y'all can't get shit fixed and why it takes so long to get your lights and power and stuff restored, because he spent that money sending migrants to New York, to Chicago, to Martha's Vineyard, to God knows where else, because he didn't want to be bothered with the border problem, right? So anyway, getting back to this bipartisan bill that was all go, got the green light, both parties, and was going to push forward. What happened? Oh, you don't say. Well, simple. Donald Trump made some phone calls. He didn't want the border bill to pass because he wanted to be the one to sign the border bill. So he can look good signing the border bill. So, of course, his people backed down and did not wind up pushing back on supporting the bill. But no, we're not going to talk about that. But it's a fact. It is a fact. So again, you're in a place where, it's facts over feelings, right? So the facts are, yes, there was a border bill. Yes, there was actually plans put forth to help with the border crisis. Who don't want the border crisis fixed because they want to be the one to look like they are the ones doing the job on the border? Donald Trump, of course. So that fell through because, of course, he got in touch with his Republican sycophants to do so. So, yeah. And then just recently, a couple of days ago, there was this huge historic prisoner swap with Russia, right? That, of course, Donald Trump has been saying for days before this, he had been the only one that Vladimir Putin would release these prisoners to. And on day one, as soon as he's elected, these prisoners will go free. Now, somebody must know something, right? In all of Vladimir Putin's infinite wisdom and countless money, he must know something. And I just got a hunch, but my theory is that he must know in his good old tea leaves that this may not be going well for Donald Trump as he even anticipated, that his money won't even be able to save Donald Trump from this. Because the reality is it's about the people, right? And if the people actually show up, he is a lost cause. So his best bet is if he wants these prisoners released, these murderers and people on his side that he wants released, he better go with this deal right now. 26 people were released. 26. I know they only talk about the four four citizens. One was actually a former Russian citizen who became a U.S. citizen, a journalist, a teacher, and there was two other people. They only talk about the four, but in total, it was a 26 people swap. So Vladimir Putin took the deal, okay? And the prisoners were released. So he must know something. He must know something. And speaking of knowing something, and I'm sorry, everything is just like flying, but it all kind of goes together. So stay with me, right? So then we have recently, where'd it go? Oh, yeah. So recently, Elon Musk, remember Elon Musk said he was going to give, $45 million a month or a day or whatever to Trump's PAC to ensure that he is the president. I won't even say the next president because he was already the president, but president, right? So there is now an investigation under Mr. Elon Musk's donations to the pro-Trump PAC. They're under investigations in North Carolina, no less. And guess for what? Already over handling voting data. Already. They ain't wasting no time. So that's why when we sit here and we're talking about what color a candidate is, and I don't want no woman president, and oh, she's incarcerated a bunch of black men. Again, factcheck.com, not true. And I'm not even talking about the whitehouse.org. I'm not talking, it's just fact checking, period. They actually pulled the facts. It's only been 45 people that she had, jailed, right? And they were high crimes. They were not, Pookie had some marijuana on. First of all, she implemented a program in that people who had low drug charges and things of that nature, that they were in a program where they would be able to gain job skills, education. So when they got out, they would be able to utilize the skills that they gained. But no, that's too much to talk about, because all we will quickly say is she jailed. But nobody talks about, if you look at her white counterparts in the same position, they jailed far more black people than she ever did. But that's not important. Right. That's not important. Because lo and behold, we hold white people accountable for the things they do to us, but we hold ourselves more accountable for the things. I'm confused. Keep that same energy. Okay? Keep that same energy when Mr. Trump says he wants to give the police complete immunity, which means the murderer of George Floyd would go free. The murderer of the young lady that was just murdered would go free. Okay? All those, what's the officer, last name was Scott, who shot that man in the back, who's in jail still right now, he would go free. All those people would go free. And I doubt, to be very honest with you, that they would even let the 4 black officers that killed that other young man go free. Because there's always a stipulation. It's always, justice for them and not for us. Walter Scott. Exactly. Thank you, Babs. So really, and if not for nothing, I don't want the cops to have complete immunity. They have enough immunity already. Complete immunity, they would be going around killing us for no reason, like they do already. But really, it'd be like you breathed on them, and they would be ready to eliminate you. Okay, let's try it again. Nope, you're black screening. So, in the same vein of that, let's see. Okay, there you go. Hello? Nope, you're frozen still. Although it's a nice picture, but you're still frozen. You're still frozen. Can you take the probably take your just the avatar and see if that works. So in the same vein of immunity, right? In Louisiana, okay? Louisiana, new law in Louisiana, right? This serves as a warning for bystanders. Now remember, they had just implemented a law in Florida. You can't protest. If you protest, the person who feels threatened by your protest literally has the right to do whatever they choose to do with you, and really no legal consequence will come to them, because your protest would be a sense of violation of law, disorderly conduct, so on and so forth, right? So Louisiana has a law just today warning bystanders who film police to stay away or face arrest themselves. Louisiana is the fourth state already. Now, if you think they're not going to, sprinkle this around everywhere. And again, people think because you're in certain states, they're not going to do this here. All it takes is them to have enough people in Congress to make it nationwide. And if a particular president is in office and they have the House and the Senate, they can do it. So there is no checks and balance, right? So this is the fourth state already to enact a so-called police buffer law. This allows officers to order people to keep their distance, and this would make it harder for civilians to document police use of excessive force. So the reason why we were able to see the execution of George Floyd is because of everyday citizens, right? And countless others, due to everyday citizens actually standing there, and if not for nothing, filming the entire situation. This actual action will prohibit people from doing so, which means people will be going to jail, or probably even worse. What is the other three? What? The other three states? Let me see. I think Florida's one. Think Tennessee. If this mosquito don't get out of here. Let me see. It usually will say. I'm pretty sure Florida's one. I was trying to find the other states. Let me see. Excuse me. Come on. But I know they're trying to. I think Georgia may be another one. I think. Let's see. New Orleans. Come on. Nope. That's not giving me the number of states. Give me 1 second. Is it Wyoming? Child. Okay, so Arizona, Indiana, and Florida. Okay, I knew Florida was one of it. So thank you. So yeah, that's not a game. Basically you're hinting to the police being able to do what they want, and you'll have consequences if you stand in between that. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. So with that law, a lot of problems that will impact a lot of people. I think that was all of that. But let's talk about one other thing, right? You said new law, Louisiana. Yep. And in some places, they can't even videotape at all. Like videotape, no recording, no anything. And just leave it up to the police cam or the body cam to be the evidence. Now, we just seen a situation where that young woman was murdered and the officer did not have on his police cam, his body cam at all. The only reason why we were able to even see the unaliving of a young queen is because the partner had his on, and he just cut his on. His wasn't even on the entire time. He just cut his on right before the execution, right? So again, making it more viable for police officers to commit these heinous acts and get away scot-free, right? So getting back to this, candidate, presidential candidates, vice presidential candidates, let's talk about J.D. Vance. Now, J.D. Vance, Mr. Cat Ladies and people with kids should have more writing votes than people without kids, and all the crazy things he throws out, right? Now, somebody, obviously, I know he is a friend to Donald Trump Jr., but I'm not even sure if Donald Trump Jr. has done their vetting on J.D. Vance. Because if anybody knows anything, you would know that Donald Trump himself despises former President Barack Obama. Not only just because the man is black, half black, whatever, not black. He just despises Barack Obama for everything that Barack Obama is that he is not, right? But good old J.D. Vance loves Barack Obama. So much so that in 2017, he wrote a whole op-ed out on the New York Times which says Barack Obama and me. Like my buddy and me. This was his letter to Barack Obama. And it basically talks about how, as a young kid, growing up, of course, he grew up through the Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, skeet on the dress kind of situation. And the whole argument during that time was, should the president be held on a moral standpoint, or, like the president's business is the president's business, or is there a moral conduct for the president? Now, back then, they had a little bit of a moral compass for the presidency, right? So even though he may have had a little skeet to the windows to the wall, or to the windows to your dress on Monica, they still was concerned the fact that he did something immorally, and he was married to Hillary, and he did it in the White House, which is totally disgusting because that's the people's house, right? So they had a whole impeachment trial, and what happened? He was acquitted. They said if the cum didn't fit, they must acquit, and Bill Clinton got away, although he still paid for it, but he wasn't impeached, right? So fast forwarding to him, J.D. Vance, reading Barack Obama's story and saying to himself, hey, that's a little bit like my story. You have a single mother, I got a single mother. Your mama's white, my mama's white. She was a little poor, I grew up poor. You was raised by your grandma and your grandpa. I was raised by my mama and grandpa and them. He looks like, he has a story just like me. He just don't look like me because he's not white. But he is a little half white. So I identified with the half white part and the fact that he grew up like me, poor. And then he says, he goes on in this whole op-ed of how he wanted there to be a scandal so bad because he didn't want to believe, here we go again, that this black man could be somebody who doesn't have a scandal. No baby mamas nowhere, no sex in the champagne room of the Oval Office, no stripper poles, no Puff Daddy parties in the Lincoln bedroom. What? What kind of shit is this? He actually loves his wife, and he loves his children. There's nothing. he really started to feel away. He said there's got to be some kind of skeletons lurking in his closet. There's got to be some drinking, alcoholism, some smoking of the marijuana. It's got to be something. Let me find something, white Jesus, that I can hang my hat on and say, I knew it. I knew he was a darkie. I knew he was we shouldn't have trusted him. I knew it, but he couldn't find nothing. And so he had to come to the realization that, you know what? I may have misjudged this man because of the other half side of him that was dark. And I misjudged him. And you know, he's not a bad guy. He reminds me of my aunts and my uncles, the other side that look like them. And you know, he's been really good to our country, even though the Republican Party didn't give him a shot. I said, well, look at here. This man is talking about how much he loves Barack Obama and how much he means to the country and how he is going to really miss the Obama administration. I said, well, I'll be damned. He done got into politics seriously due to the Obama administration. I said, well, look at here, JD. Well, I'll be damned. And you joined the Trump ticket. Well, nobody's really talking about it, but it's out here. It's here in black and white. And you can read it all. It sounds like old love letter. Sounds like a love letter. He just, I like this. And he really loves his wife. And it's just amazing to watch them together. And they're such a loving family and all these things. I don't think you really believe that we were capable of that. I mean, you know, years of the Cosby Show, I thought you at least taught you that, you know, we do have professional, you know, we are professionals out here, and we do have, you know, loving families. Everybody's not a baby mama or a baby father. You know, I mean, surprise. But, you know, no, yeah. So, I mean, that's just very interesting. Now, you hate, well, I don't know if you hate, but you don't like women who don't have children. Now you have an issue with all these things. But before, you were so for them. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. Now, I know we're, you know, Trump did the switch. Of course. It's more viable for him. He gets to make money off you guys. You buy everything. From the Bible he doesn't read or know nothing about to his sneakers. Right? He's got gold sneakers. He's hip because he's got gold sneakers that you can buy. Gold sneakers. Like, you look a fool. An absolute fool. But, you know, what do we know, right? So, getting into some international news and getting out of politics real quick. Iran is prepping for an attack on Israel in response to their Hamas leader being assassinated in Tehran. Now, again, everybody's pro-Israel around here, and Benjamin Netanyahu out here killing motherfuckers, and ain't nobody saying nothing. Because he gets the green light to do all types of shit. And all they do is, oh, well, because the Muslim people or the terrorists, they're bad. He's been blowing up innocent people, women and children. Ain't nobody saying nothing. Not a thing. Not a thing at all. To a nation that they just threw them in. They don't belong there. They didn't come from there. It's not even their land. Them same people that survived the Holocaust. They didn't know what to do with them, but they couldn't stay in Germany. So they said, you know what? Let's just put you here. The United States said, that sounds like a plan to me. And they've been there ever since, pushing the people who are already there out. Sounds like an American plan to me. The whole time he's just been sitting here bombing. So I mean, I don't, you ain't gonna constantly bomb me and I can't retaliate. So yeah, I mean, I don't get it. What I think they should do, as far as the United States, do like they used to do and chastise both of the motherfuckers. But I don't know. I think the money is flowing from one end more than the other. That we seem to have this overrated protection of Israel. Now, I don't know if it's the whole Holy Land thing. I have no idea. I don't know. But the Catholic Church is involved in that too. Because none of the shit's adding up. None of it. Bethlehem ain't Bethlehem. Nowhere Jesus was born is there at all. But that's what they utilize. It's like a coming attraction. Israel's like Disney World for the religious folks. Okay? They don't get to see Mickey Mouse. They get to see the tomb that is in a cave under a church. That's supposedly be the place where Jesus was born. White Jesus, of course. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, no, I don't know. I say sanction both of them. Split the land in half equally. Give one half, give them the other. That's it. Because if they can't do that, then nobody can have it. Let it just be an attraction for the people. Everybody just go their separate ways. And you could just have that like Disney World. It's just come an attraction. You just come, see the holy relics, and you leave. You get the, characters, Jesus walking around. You get to carry the cross and walk to Golgotha. I mean, it's just ridiculous how they use this shit to incite wars, terrorism, and justify the bullshit. But, that's neither here nor there. So that's what's going on in international news. Let's see. In some other news, of course, the late, great Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee was laid to rest a few days ago. But her children have endorsed Sylvester Turner for her House seat in Texas. So, yeah, we shall see how that goes. They did the endorsement on Monday because her seat is up for, I guess this would be as like a rush election or what have you to fill her seat. So they have already endorsed a candidate for their late mother's seat. Yep. So we shall see. Turner, she's 69 years old. She served as the mayor of Houston from 2016 to 2024. He's been endorsed. He's been endorsed by Jackson Lee's office as well. So we shall see how this goes. We shall see how this goes. But yeah. So moving right along from there. Let's see. I think it's pretty much. Is that it? Yeah, that was that story. Russia, I covered that. The prisoners. Oh, yeah. How did I forget about this? So, all those who talk about the GOP and Republicans, how Republicans are for the kids, because Republicans, of course, is all about the birth, and they care about the child, and they don't like abortions and none of that shit. But it's so funny how they care about before the child is actually born. Then when the child comes out, they don't give a shit about the child. But they're so concerned about pro-life. Now, you can't be about pro-life if you're not about life from birth and beyond, because life is still lifing. But it seems like they don't really give a goddamn about the life after it comes here. It's just the preface of it on the way. But they don't give a shit about while it's here. I say that because Senate GOP has just blocked a tax bill to highlight child credits, like tax credits, child tax credits. Yep. Nope. They don't want it. They don't want it. Yep. Senate Republicans on Thursday has blocked a bipartisan tax package that would have temporarily expanded the child tax credit and restored some business tax credits. The bill, which was failed to advance with a vote of 48 to 44. Okay, that's how tight it is. Okay, that is very much how tight it is. Short of the 60 votes needed to, to pass. But yeah, so when we talking about certain stuff, when it's all about, oh yeah, we're about pro-life, you don't give a shit about pro-life because you don't give a shit about kids. But you already know this because anytime there's a school shooting in one of their, suburb schools, they don't do nothing about the gun violence. And I'm not saying take away guns from everyday citizens, but no, there needs to be better checks and balances with these things. There needs to be evaluations with people that have guns or their children and access to guns. And there needs to be made sure that they're locked up or that they're in safe spaces where in which, the child can't come home, get it, and then go to a school and, then we sitting there talking about we're tired of this. Children are doing, instead of fire drills like we used to do back in the day, they're doing shooting drills. Well, you don't give a shit about it because, we're more concerned about it's not the gun, it's the person with the gun. No shit, Sherlock. But you would have to regulate the people who have access to the guns in order to get a handle on it. Of course not. But then too, why do we have more guns in our nation per capita than anywhere in the world? Anywhere. It's like, are y'all expecting something to go down? What the hell's going on? Why do we need so much gun power? For what? At the end of the day, any of you motherfuckers, like, there's more weapons per every person in the United States that we should all be in the military at this point. Just ready to go. Just go ahead. Sign up and just go. Because it just doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, this was supposed to expand the tax credit for about more than 5 million children. Yep. But I mean, I don't know. I think when they see, helping low income families, that have more than one child with their health care and their daycare and things of that nature. That kind of infuriates them, right? Because you'd rather give tax credits to wealthy people who have nannies and people to take care of it and can afford aftercare and daycare and all these things. They can get the tax credit for their child care, but the people struggling to pay for child care and actually keep a roof over their family and food and clothes on their back, oh no, they don't get no tax credit to take care of their child. Makes no sense. None whatsoever. But yeah, GOP blocked that. Some good news for Darnell. I don't know if it's good news or not. So the judge has in the hush money trial, his sentencing was supposed to be quite soon. So the judge has pushed it back to let's see. Judge Merchan was set to make the immunity decision on September 6th, with his sentencing date being September 18th, which is just days before the November 2nd presidential election, in which Trump, who is the GOP presidential candidate, would be the nominee. But of course, in a letter on today, Merchan rescheduled the immunity hearing just 2 days before the sentencing. This decision came in the wake of Trump's legal team requesting for him for a motion for the judge to recuse himself from the case. The legal team pushed to back in July for the judge to dismiss the guilty verdict against him for the so-called hush money case due to the Supreme Court ruling that President Trump had presidential immunity for presidential acts, right? But the caveat here is during this time where he actually did, arrange the money for, Stormy Daniels' silence, he was a candidate. He was not the president. Now, when he signed the check for the final payment or the final two payments, he was president then, but he was not president when they cooked up the plan in the first place. Like the original plan and the first installment of payment to Stormy Daniels was done while he was a candidate. But him and his lawyers, of course, are trying to tie in that he since he has presidential immunity for presidential acts, that was a presidential act. Now, I don't know when paying your former porn star girlfriend is a presidential act. But if that is the case, right? Now let's go back. I just spoke about this. Now, if that is the case, then we could clear Bill Clinton of his skeeting against the wall and Monica Lewinsky's dress, because he was the president and that was a presidential act, right? So then therefore his act as president, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, Bill Clinton, you might want to get your lawyers on this, because you might be cleared and they don't have to talk about you being the president who had the impeachment trials other than Donald Trump now at this point. But yeah, I think, Bill, you might want to look into that. Being that the Supreme Court has just cleared presidential immunity for acts of the president. So I'm just saying, you might be able to clear yourself. So I think that was that. I think I'm finished there. I think that was it. Anything else? Anybody come across anything that I think of? Oh, I did miss one. All right. So in Baltimore, The Baltimore Council recently called for union safety measures due to a death of a DPW worker, a trash recycling collector, died of like heat stroke, I believe, like overheating on Friday, right? So the Baltimore Council had called its members and union representatives basically asking for higher safety measures to avoid people dying in these extreme heats that, you know, a lot of people don't believe that global warming and all that stuff is real, but people out here dropping like flies, right? And due to a lot of states, Republican and Democrat controlled alike, pushing back on a lot of safety regulations, right? Because they cost money. And oh, we don't want to spend the money. Because we rather spend it on tons of toilet paper that we're going to take and not buy toilet paper, but go on vacations or gift cards or books or, you know, stupid shit that you like, what? Where did this money come from? Who's spending this type of money? But yeah, so in the cuts on safety regulations, which are used to help keep people safe, workers and the public alike, right? This man collapsed and dies. So yeah, they're calling code red, which is for extreme heat advisory that was posted on Thursday. The man died. It was like 99 degrees and he died working. And now they want to implement some mandatory heat safety training across the department to ensure not only residents, but employees of the city, you know, take better care because of the poor working conditions of these particular jobs. They've been that way though. Because again, people don't want to spend the money because they're always talking about spending on both sides. Oh, spending. We're spending. Yeah, but you cut the wrong things. You cut the things that are vital to people and their way of life to what? Save money for what? People to turn around and die for going to work in 99 degree weather, damn near 100, and we send up here surprised that somebody collapsed and died. Yeah, I mean, of course. But yeah, so I'll keep it posted on the outcome of that and see what will come in the next couple of months regarding that. Because of course, I'm pretty sure the governor will get involved pretty soon to either push a rescue plan forward. They do have one that they're looking into, the Federal American Rescue Act, which has already funded the city budget $1.4 million. But again, where's the money going? If the people out here working and dying, where's the money going? Where's the $1.4 million money going? But I bet you if you look at the people who regulate that money, they got new houses, new jobs. But we worried about what was her name? The Attorney General Mosley. We worried about her, but we ain't worried about where this $1.4 million went. I'm just saying. How many houses did you buy with that 1.4? How many cars did you buy with that 1.4? Who went on vacation with that $1.4 million while people out here dying? I'm just saying. City corruption. But anyway, I think that was all of my political news stories for the day. And I think that is all unless I missed something. Nope, I didn't miss anything. So, all right. Now, of course, this is the time where we talk about other stuff with the Who Said That. Let's get into it.
Hey, who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Who had been saying that? Who said that? Who said that?
Who did say that? It's a lot of them, they, he, she, not you, them over there, them around the corner, excuse me, all of that. And you know what? I'm tired of the bullshit. Tired of the bullshit, you know? Say it one more time on it. Tired of the bullshit. Because it's like, huh? I'm confused. Say a name. Because I don't know what he, she, they, them mean. I don't know what that means. I'll be confused. I'll be like, what? What is she talking about? Say a name. Put a name on it. Put a name on it. Don't nobody got time for the them days and the it's and the say a name. Either say a name or don't say nothing. Because it just sounds like you're reaching, you know, like you're crying out for attention. And we could hear your heart crying out for all of us. And we just tired and said enough is enough. You know, we want to help you, but we don't know how, right? We don't know what you're talking about or who you're talking about, but you know who you're talking about. And I think the other people know who you're talking about too. But, you know, you don't want to stop the money train from rolling in too, because you get paid. You get paid from that particular person. You know, you get a little coin every now and then. She gets to hop on the platform, talk a little mess, and then, oh, why are they picking on me? Because they watched you talk shit about them. That's why. But then it's always, oh, protection, protection, protection. So all of this has stirred up a whole lot, right? Earlier yesterday, I was watching a particular live, well, listening, because I was working. Unfortunately, I'm not fortunate like some of you to, you know, sit around and listen to YouTube or watch YouTube or be on YouTube constantly all day. But I was listening, and I think it was ODS's live, and King Roman News and Pizza was going at it in the chat, and she kept blocking or timing King Roman News out. King Roman News was like, what the hell? Why you keep doing that? So instead of him going back and forth in the chat, you know, with the typing fingers and doing all that, he said, bitch, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to hit the link. And so he hit the link, and he proceeded to skull drag Pizza. But she never got on the platform to address it. She left. She shared some choice comments with ODS, and she left, and you know, thought that was that, and you know, but lo and behold, no, that wasn't that. It proceeded to bleed into her chat, because then she put a title which caused ODS to go over there, get on the platform. And I didn't, because I don't really watch too much, because it'd be the yelling be too much, and I wound up tuning out. But the portion I did see, which I thought was really funny, it was almost like a get back, even if he noticed it was get back. Wiley was there, and of course Wiley proceeded to talk about Rico, and of course Rico in Rico fashion, and this is Rico the barber, because we're going to get into the other Rico in a minute. But in Rico the bartender's dear fashion, you talk about him, he like Candyman, bitch. You mention him, he is popping up on your ass. He is coming, shanking and all. Like, he is not playing no games. It's like Candyman, slit your throat. Okay, that is Rico. You mentioned Rico Day. Rico's popping up on your ass like, here I am, bitch. What you say? Candyman. So basically, that's what it was. Wiley mentioned Rico in Wiley's kind of manic state, and of course, then as they were talking, who is still up on the platform used as a "don't palm bomb me" shield, but ODS. And at first, ODS is kind of looking like, oh boy, here they go again. And of course, here's mention about musty penis and dick sucking. And of course, usher in the whole picking Rico up uh, and that whole exchange between them two, right? So then he goes from, I just looked at it, which I mean, sir, you admitted it. You know, you've said it before. It's like just stand in it. Like the back and forth with the I didn't do anything. I just looked at it. Sir, you said it yourself that you did do it, right? You fessed up to it. Stand in it and just say you did it. The problem here is, right? When you do it and deny the person as if they are less than, that just makes it worse for you, because what happens is then all of it comes back out, right? Because then that person feels like, oh, now you're trying to deny me. Now you're trying to say I didn't mean anything. Now you're trying to say I'm nasty, I'm disgusting, I'm this, I'm that. Oh, I got one for you. Bam. So it all kind of like snowballed out. Like all this stuff was just coming out like blah, 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 like vomit, right? But it was good because even I was like, oh, what? So with that whole conversation going, right? And ODS still up there like, oh God, here we go, oh God. And looking like, oh, Rico starts to, you know, like, y'all keep talking about me and my status and musty, not musty balls. Yes, very musty balls. You know, and his status and all this other kind of stuff. But that's not even true. Rico hasn't lied yet about any situation that has been like a contact situation involving him and other people. He has not. His story has always been the same. Now with other stuff, maybe, I don't know. But as far as when he interacts with somebody and they start talking about ill and oh he's got the letters and I wouldn't dare, he immediately comes out and exposes, oh, I'm nasty now, or I wasn't nasty when I was plunging you, or you was plunging me, or I wasn't nasty when you was slobbing my knob on the side of the road. I wasn't nasty then. So that is where, and none of his stories have changed. So when people sit and say, "Oh, he's lying," he ain't lying about that. No way he's lying about that. He's not lying about that. One of them factual I know he's not lying about. So that's why I know for sure he's not lying. But it's just in how people treat it. It's like even with Wiley himself, you can't be sitting up there talking about this man and how disgusting and dirty and all this kind of stuff he is. When back in DC, we don't know how many times you bent over for DC Gate and y'all was going back and forth tapping on each other. Okay, we know it was a whole threesome that was happening in DC Gate. So, but now he nasty. And that's my issue. Like, you participate in the bullshit, and then all of a sudden, then the person, oh, you so nasty, you so disgusting. But the person wasn't nasty and disgusting when you was doing it. I mean, make it make sense. His story has never changed, but people are always talking about, oh, he's lying, he's lying. His story has never changed, and he's only told when people start denying him, like anybody else would. Like, oh, don't deny me now, bitch, because you wouldn't deny me when you was hunched over, or you wouldn't deny me when you had a mouthful of sweaty balls. You wouldn't deny me then. So, I mean, like, stand in it. Stand in it. Even he over there Wally was over there today talking with Kimmy, and she was like, well, what happened with you? Well, yeah, I did have a situation with Wally, but that's different from now. Well, how is that different? You slept with him. You slept with him. You slept with him unprotected. He had it then. He still has it now. Just be thankful that you don't have it, allegedly, possibly. But to clown the man or make it seem like, oh, he's disgusting now. He wasn't that disgusting when you spent the weekend with him. And he was putting his pennies together to make sure you ate and all that kind of stuff that y'all was doing. He wasn't disgusting then. It's like all this for clicks and views to demean somebody else. It's a little beneath. It's a little beneath. Like, cut it out. Cut it out. But anyway, moving past that. So they went back and forth, and I had to clutch my little pearl necklace because he's like, y'all keep talking about I'm nasty, and I've messed with people with degrees and things of that nature. And he even was like, he mentioned L. Teddy, and I was like, well, yeah, I can see that, which he has said before. But then he mentioned Johnny Mac, and he's like, and Johnny Mac was at my apartment. I said, oh, what? Who? Oh my God! Shut up. I said, well, boy, everybody want a piece of little Rico. They may publicly talk shit or say that you less than, but hey, they be tapping in them DMs, boy. They be, hey, can I see it? How you doing? What it look like? Can I see it again? Can you bend it over? Can you twerk it? I mean, I don't know what they be asking, but obviously they want to see it. So, hey, I mean, it is what it is. So moving past that, there was this there was this email that allegedly was out. Of course, Jay Wilson and the Writer Lives have backed out of going to Vegas, and somebody concocted, not even somebody, Rico the Brat. Now, I don't have a problem with Rico. We're decent over here, but that was a bit far-fetched. So this email came about that Jay Wilson and Vivian were asking people who were part of the Writer Lives and going to Vegas for their ID, just to verify who they were, which that I could kind of sort of see if you were doing like a registration kind of thing, maybe. I mean, it is still a bit much, but I could still see that if you were doing like a registration. But then it became, oh, the socials too in that same bit of email, which I thought, like, ain't nobody doing that. That is bullface bullshit, and that's not true. So that I think went a bit far. Like, yeah, you're doing too much, way too much. Yeah, I definitely don't agree with that. Like, putting that on somebody, that ain't cool. Like, granted, Jay Wilson may be a lot of things, but going that far, like requesting people's socials, I'm not buying that. And I think, Rico, that was very distasteful. Rico the Brat, I'm talking about. That was quite distasteful. So past that, it's just people waiting for Ness Vegas trip, which Wiley seems to have almost kind of call himself, I guess, trying to overtake the finesses and their little finesses and lemon meet and greet thing that they got going on, because Wiley is basically claiming that he would be in Vegas, and if you want to see him, then he'd be somewhere on the strip walking around ready to meet and greet, child, which is just whatever. But again, Vegas is a public place, right? So, who knows who anybody would see out there. But I'm sure since he lives out there now, he will make it his business to, see if he runs into a content creator or two out there on the Vegas Strip. Now, mind you, it is the desert, so you make sure that you take one, which is most important, take your medicine, okay? Because you won't be able to go into a casino and try to flip the tables over talking about Emmett Till, okay? Because they will arrest your ass. You talking about Rico and the officers of Nevada, of Las Vegas, Nevada, ready to arrest Rico. You make sure that you are very much medicated, okay? Med check for your damn self, that you don't have a situation where you flipping over tables, gambling tables, or anything else, screaming Emmett Till or anybody else, any other fallen heroes, because they will snatch your ass. And you may not be able to walk away this time with a slap on the wrist, a fine, and some medical evaluation. You may find yourself personally meeting the good Lord above. I'm just saying. So you worried about somebody else coming, whether they taking their medicine, you make sure you take yours, bitch, because if you happen to have a manic episode out there, they will handle you accordingly. I'm just saying. Remember how the saying goes, make sure you dig two graves, because the one you dig for somebody else, you make room for yourself. So you make sure that you are medicated, sir. So you don't have Emmett Till number 2, which will end in not the way the first one did, okay? So you want to check yourself before you wreck yourself. All right? So, yeah, you do that. Because you've been up for 2 days. Damn mosquito. You've been up for 2 days straight, all night long, talking, ranting, raving. I think you need to do a med check for yourself, sir. I think you do. You're sitting up there having Rico pull out his pills to check his pill regulation to make sure he's taking his pills. Have you taken yours? And this is like pot calling kettle black in this situation, which I don't understand any of it. But you out here all night just up on everybody panel, up. You was on Lemons and Lemon fell asleep and you up talking all night long. Sir, take your medicine. Worry about taking your medicine. You worried about somebody else's, take yours. Okay? You can't worry about the speck in somebody else, the glass in somebody else's eye. Well, what about the glass in your own? Focus, okay? Focus on making sure you right and regulated. Because, yeah, I'm telling you, Nevada ain't nothing to play with. They ain't gonna take it lightly on you if you happen to have a Emmett Till moment in one of them casinos, okay? They ain't gonna do all that. So, anyway, moving right along from there. What else is going on? I mean, same typical attack mess that goes on in these YouTube streets. And I'm just, here to just sit around and listen to it. Oh, yes, how could I forget what I'm sick of talking about? But we'll mention it this one last and final time. The Honest Rose situation. Honest Rose, Shakim, and Brian, right? So the triangle, okay? The triangle with Honest Rose in the middle and these two extensions of Shakim and Brian, right? Now, before the situation, we talked about, us here, we talked about the fuckboy syndrome. And they're like, what is a fuckboy? A fuckboy would be Shakim. Definition of one, somebody who uses somebody, they get you all in your feelings, in your, ooh, I like you, or, ooh, I know you like me. And you start doing stuff for them. You start dropping cash apps and they, whispering sweet nothings in your ear and making you feel like, granted, yeah, we just friends, but we do a little more than just be friends. We may have late night conversations and they may get a little bit on the frisky side. Not too much, but enough where you let your guard down and think, possibly something could be here. And yeah, they dangle some carrots, no pun intended, in your face. And you get, you see the carrot and you get excited. Boy, you get Roger Rabbit. Them teeth start watering and chattering. And yeah, you ready to go. But, I think this whole little triangle just turned into a kind of jealous thing, to where one person, and we've all been there, it's like you the one person and you got a friend and you really just looking at that person as a friend. And then you find somebody else that you are a little more that you're interested in, and you talking to your friend, and then that friend goes, but I like you. But they don't say it. They keep it to themselves until they can't take it no more. And it just swells up and boom, it comes out. I like you. And that person goes, oh, but I look at you as a friend. We're just friends. We're just cool friends. And then what happens? You feel that sting of rejection. And what does that little sting of rejection do? Then you start lashing out. You're like, you know what? I don't like your ass anyway. I never liked you anyway. You this, you that, you this, you that. And it's like, oh, you don't mean that. You just mad. You just mad because you finally confess how you feel about this person. And the person said, yeah, that's nice, that's cute, but I don't like you like that. And instead of you being able to just, okay, cool, and either continue the friendship or, okay, let me take a step back. No, you now want to react. Now you want to tell the business. You want to say all these conversations that you had in private in a trusting environment. And then you want to sit up and tell them as if like, oh, well, he knew I was doing it. I asked him first. Truly, if you was a friend to this man, why would you tell the business of any conversations that y'all had privately, which is none of our business, right? It's all because you're jealous. You're jealous that you weren't the one that was picked, right? He likes somebody else that doesn't like him, but isn't that sometimes the case? You like the person that don't like you. So yeah, he likes somebody that don't like him. So now now he's got to deal with this situation. But at the same time, stop treating this man like he's a little kid, right? He's a grown ass man. He's 40 something years old or close to it, right? So it's like he's made these choices. And I think in the whole him dealing with Shakim, privately, Shakim is okay, with finessing it however he's finessing it, which that means, showing a little carrot here and there, whispering sweet nothings. But what he didn't like and what he doesn't like is the public acknowledgement of whatever little situation that they had going on. And I think that made him, and not that he was going to go or meet Honest Row anywhere. I think that was all fluff. Like that was never going to happen. I just think Honest Row, possibly from the conversations and the way things were going, thought that they would, but it just looks like no, that was never going to happen. Like he would just, kind of string you along. Oh, I'm coming. I'm going to go here. And then something would always come up or something would happen to where in which he'd be a no call, no show. I mean, it's not that hard to go, oh, I'm coming to the airport. Oh, something happened. Oh, the flight got delayed. Okay, those of us who fly know flights get delayed anytime. They'll put you on the next flight going out. So at least you don't, you may miss a couple hours or an hour or two, whatever. But It's never where that flight is delayed. Oh, we're not. No flight is like leaving out. Like no, no. If you need to go, they will find a way that you get the hell out of Dodge. I mean, I'm just saying. Now, I know there's some cheap tickets because if you take a flight that stop here, stop there, stop here, stop there before it gets to your destination, those are the cheapest flights. However, you can run into issues with those type of flights because where you're landing to make a connection to another flight, there could be a big delay, a storm, or anything that may interrupt that connecting flight, and they may wind up canceling the entire flight. That is possible, but with the track record, I'm leaning more on he wasn't coming anyway. He wasn't coming. So, all of the cash apps and intimate moments y'all shared privately was, private. And I think he was okay with that. It's when it becomes public, it's like, oh, well, I don't want people to know. I think he's okay with finessing privately. It's like gay for pay. You do a little thing, anything a little strange for a little change. But yeah, everybody can't know the game. That's typical fuckboy shit. Kind of hustle. That's the gay hustle. Like it's nothing new. I mean, it's sad that it's happening to you in this way. But when you have true friends and people that care about you, when they see it, they kind of pull you aside and say, hey, you don't need to be wasting your time doing this or chasing after this person who doesn't want you. And I see that constantly you extend yourself to be friends, and not saying that there's no friends on YouTube, because that's so not true. And that really deters me when people say that, because there are. But you have to be a better steward of vetting these people that you want to build relationship with, as far as friendship is concerned on here, right? Yeah, you just can't be so trusting of any and everybody. Kind of give them an opportunity to show you that they're trying to be a concerned friend about you instead of you always extending yourself. Because it seems like, just from outside looking in, that you're constantly always extending yourself to these people and offering them friendship without, them offering friendship to you. And they'll take whatever you give them, but you're not allowing them or giving the time for them to, be a friend to you. So that is my thing to you. You're a grown-ass man. You're going to do what you want to do. But how about you just take a step back a little bit and let people befriend you instead of you always extending yourself? Because obviously it's not your operation, or the way you're operating is not working, right? Because you keep running into the same kind of pattern. So obviously that must mean something's not, you need to go back and reconfigure and, try something different. You said the what? Being called Kimmy in public is a no-no. Yeah, definitely. Hey, Miss Powell, how are you? How are you? Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, so I mean that's that. I don't, I'm not here to bash the man. Do I think he holding back and always saying, "Oh, we friends," and he wanted something more, or there was something more to be had? Yes, for sure, definitely for sure. Ain't no way you chasing this man all around everywhere he claimed he was going or claimed he was gonna be. From LA to DC. For nothing, just because, oh, that's my friend. Get out of here. Get out of here. Ain't nobody stupid. No, nah. No. I don't care what you say. Like, just face it. You like the man. You really did like the man. You had a crush on him. Cool. He knows it. That's why he was working you the way he was. You was giving him little cash apps. Y'all, sweet nothings, talking all the time, talking every night. He was kind of saying stuff, but, still kind of keeping it like, no, we cool, we boys, But, he slip up and say some stuff, that get you like, well, maybe, So that's why you was willing to take that trip to LA, because it was in hopes that, well, I don't want to be a what if. I have to go to see if this would happen. I can't just sit back and not go, because if I don't go, then I'm going to regret it. I feel like, dang, we could, if I just went, this could have happened. So you went. The same reason why you set up New York, because you figured, oh, well, he didn't do LA. So let's see, DC. So maybe if this is closer to me. So, he might just come here. And what happened? You pop up on somebody's live, and all of a sudden it's, oh, you over there talking to my ops. Say what? Say what? He been going over there way before this situation. So now all of a sudden that's a big deal that you can't meet him now because he's over there. And not only that, you're talking about you're going to meet him on Sunday. Sunday, he was leaving. How convenient. Sunday? Okay. Yeah, you wasn't coming, sir. You wasn't coming. Stop playing. Stop playing in my face. Stop playing in my face. The weekend starts on Saturday. It ends on Sunday. Okay? Like, be very clear. And then, first of all, how you say something like that and you're talking about you was taking the bus? That's a whole day. What are you talking about? By the time you get here on the bus, it'll be Sunday. So you might as well stay on the bus and take your ass right back. Like, the whole thing didn't make sense. And I just, like, who believed that? Who believed he was coming in the first place? The man was never coming. The man was never coming. It was used for clicks and views. Clicks and views, and you just happen to be the casualty of it because you want something. Yes, it's very clear. You want to be with somebody, right? You do want that. But the problem is, fuckboys sniff that out. They know it. It's like pheromones. They can smell it in the air. They can smell a gullible in the air. It's like, I smell gullible human beings. I smell a gullible one. And once he knew what your thing was, he ran for it. Once he dangled that carrot on that live and was just swinging it, and you were just so mesmerized, he bingo, he got it. He got it. And that's nothing. They don't necessarily make the other man gay or whatever. He just knows, like some women do. They know what they have and they know what certain men like. And so they utilize what they have to get what it is that they want. Right? No different. It's just he happened to be a male doing it to other males. Because he know that, he may get down a little bit enough to get what he want. And he know what they want. So he, it's an even exchange. It's fair trade, right? It's a fair trade. But I think in Honest Rose situation, he wasn't feeling him like that, but he knew he could utilize him, right? So he used you. Now, you could say you wasn't giving him cash apps if you want to. You'd be a lie. You were. It was more than just conversation. No, whether it was $5 here, $10 here. Oh, I forgot my lunch at home. You got $10. Whatever it was, you was doing it enough to where, which as you was doing it for a while, he started being more comfortable and kind of being a little more relaxed with you and sharing some stuff. But this is all part of the game. This is all part to hook, line, and sinker you in, So you're gonna have one of those moments where he be on the phone, you be sitting up there talking, and what you over there doing? All you hear is heavy breathing, and you just are talking away. Yeah, and this, that, and on YouTube, and this, that, on YouTube, and he over there. And you like, what you doing over there? What you doing? And he told you, and you, oh, and you proceeded to continue to carry on. And that's when he knew he knew he had you. He knew he had you. He just played along with you. He played along with you all the way till he was done playing with you. And that's all it was. That's all it was. But when you hopefully this has been a lesson that you see it, you know it, you understand it. So the next time there won't be no problems. Look for somebody who's interested in you and who you are and what you want to do and all that. Don't don't always make yourself available. And I know sometimes it's harder when you're not, you're not the most popular, you're not the most attractive person. Or there's the difference. But it's all about confidence, really. It really is all about confidence. If you show up in a situation that you are the shit, it will read. When you show up, like you don't feel confident in yourself, that shows up too. That reads too. And people can pick that up. And they know who to, those type of people know who to gun for. So my whole thing is let this be a lesson to you. Have esteem in yourself moving forward and make better choices. And it's okay to want people. It's okay to find somebody attractive and want them, right? But make sure they want you too, right? Make sure they want you too. It's okay to lust after them, but you don't throw yourself, right? Like throwing yourself is a no-no. Having a little crush, fine, cool, but keep it to yourself. Keep it cool. Relax, relate, release. Just keep it cool. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because you will always find yourself in this pattern with people that you consider to be friends, and then a situation happens, and then you're no longer friends, and you keep having this revolving door of these situations. So it's something that you're doing that you have to kind of check yourself on. And that's the best advice I could give you. Other than just be truthful and honest with yourself and stop all this. Oh, he was just my friend. Like, nah, nigga, he wasn't just your friend. He wasn't just your friend. He wasn't just your friend. You had a crush on that man. And you was hoping in your heart of hearts that it would go somewhere. And that's fine. That's fine. It's just that wasn't on his agenda. Everybody else knew that and seen that. You didn't. But hopefully now you read the signs and you're able to see that, and it's okay to be kind-hearted and have a good heart, but protect it at the same time, don't be so willing to give of yourself. But anyway, moving right along, past you, I think pretty much that was it. That's all. Personally, I don't think you should be friends with Brian again. I don't have an issue with Brian either, but I just feel like he's not a friend to you. Yeah, because no way, just nah. Yeah, because anytime on Mad Day or day where he's mad, that all of your private business comes out, and y'all really just been kind of having this friendship for a few months now, really, and all this is coming out this early. It's like, nah, he wasn't your friend. He wasn't your friend. And I get it. You want to build a rapport with people or a community of people that you YouTube with, which is perfectly fine, but find better people. Protect yourself, man. You got to protect your mental because people out here to use you for content. People out here to use you. So you have to be mindful of that, Can't be so trusting. All right. So yeah, that is it. That's all that I have of that. Shows I have not watched House of Dragons, the last episode yet. So don't tell me because I haven't watched it. That's why I haven't said anything about it because I haven't watched it. I was supposed to watch it, but I didn't. So I have not watched it. But definitely, yeah, that's really all I got. That's really all I have. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that sparked my interest a little bit. Computer, stop. No, I can't think of anything else that was really sparking my interest. Are we gonna fight? Are we gonna fight? Just lovely because I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it yet. I didn't watch it yet. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna watch it. I am gonna watch it. I just didn't watch it yet. I don't like to be watching it like right off the back. I like to give it time for it to marinate. Don't fight me. But I did drop the link. If anybody wants to hop on, have anything they want to talk about, anything they want to discuss, or if you just want to come up and say hi, you're welcome to do that. Oh yeah, too. Last week, Wiley left a comment on the wall that he wanted to come on the show. Listen, I don't mind people coming on the show to have a difference of opinion, but what you won't do here is act like you act over anywhere else. All right, we don't play that. I definitely, again, you can vote for and have your views on what you have your views on. It's perfectly fine. We can debate back and forth, but I'd rather debate on the facts than your feelings. So if you're prepared to do that, then yes, you can come here and have a discussion, but I refuse and I will dismiss you coming here acting a fool. I'm just letting you know that up front. So if you're watching this on the replay, trust and believe I mean what I say. We can debate all day. We can even go back and forth. But if you start acting a fool, I will dismiss you. All right. You said the link not working. Why? Let's try it again. I don't know. Give me the line. But yeah, so that's a message to you, sir. And there was another comment that was left too, but I just think that was a troll, and I really don't pay that no mind. Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to come say hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much.
That's great. Nice to hear.
But you need to watch that, okay?
I will, I promise. I will watch it tonight.
It's very interesting.
Is it? You don't say. Hey, brother Nate.
Oh wow, shit! Let me be real fast. It's actually working.
Yeah, it is working. What's going on, sir?
Not a thing. Hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah,
I miss you, Nate.
Yeah, I miss being up here. I was there. Look, I had to learn how to type again. I got this shit all rigged up. I'm sitting up here over here in the dark ages.
In the dark.
No, we do finally got power. I don't have any cable. I probably won't see that till next week.
Oh goodness gracious!
Yeah, that's Saturday storm, man. It took all that shit out. Everything is out.
Wow.
I'm running this off of battery power, and I was like, "Well, goddamn it!" I had sat up there and I had worked everything out, and everything was set, and I wasn't touching anything. And I was like, "Nothing's working. What the hell is going on?" Even the damn cell. I guess some of the cell towers are out also. So once it started pulling some data, it really couldn't handle it. I don't know what was acting up.
Right, probably so.
The last time you hit the link, you were stuck in a very nice pose.
Yeah,
you know what? I had my red shirt on too. I was like, and I never wear red.
I said that's a nice picture, but you're not working.
Yeah, because I was like, what the hell? And I was like, especially when you was talking about ODS and all that stuff, I was fucking dying over here. I was like, I'm going to end up having a stroke behind this shit. Is Is that like new roadside service?
I think so. It's like the whole AAA. It's like the new AAA.
Yeah.
What them
It's a
A's
lot.
stand for?
Mm. Ah, that's what this. That's what that was. Ah. But you know what? But I do when it comes to Rico, not Rico the Brat, but
Yeah.
when it comes to Rico, they've always done that.
Yes.
They bash this man, but yet they always want to see it. They always want to interact. That
Right. They
type of
always
thing.
want to touch it. They always want to sit on it. They always want to do something, but they always talking how dirty and nasty he is. But you find out that somebody done put their throat down, all in their throat. They done sat on it. They done twirled around on it and everything. But they quick to be like, "Oh, he's dirty. I would never." Like, bitch, you jerk off behind garbage dumpsters. So, bitch, yeah, you would. Dirty and all, musty and all. You ain't. There's no surprises. Like, don't do that now.
Hi,
So
Diamond.
it's like it's all good. Hey, Diamond, how are you? Thanks for everybody coming in, of course, and spending time with me and Brother Nate and Just Lovely, and of course me by myself because I'm all by myself.
Yeah, you did good. You had me dying.
You
I know. I
you
mean,
all right?
I
You all
know.
right, boy? I don't know what you
Oh
talking
no.
about. Well, look, when he hop up there when he hop up there when emergency shit jump off and look at that boy. I said, look at them numbers. I said, you hold that shit down. You all right? Go ahead.
But anyway,
I'm like, I need a damn phone squeeze over here. I, you had me dying laughing.
silly.
I'm like, who the hell is Darnell?
Darnell, Donald Trump. That's what I call
This
Darnell.
Donald Trump
He is a
because he
felon.
did.
His name
Yeah,
is
because
Darnell.
his
He's a
name is Darnell. If he was black, his name would be Darnell because he do some nigga shit. He do a lot of nigga shit and get away with it like nobody.
My
So that's why
daddy
we call him
name
Darnell.
was Darnell.
Yeah,
Oh,
he do a lot of nigga shit. He'd be like,
yeah.
he that type of cousin. You'd be like, Darnell coming over. Put my purse in the closet and lock the door.
My
That's
daddy
That's
was
right.
not a character like that.
how.
I said my daddy was not a character like that.
Well, think
No,
that
but that
Not
Darnell,
him,
this Darnell is.
Daquan.
this Darnell is a hood
Daquan.
character, child. Huh?
Daquan.
Well, he could be
Daquan.
Daquan too. He could be Daquan. But with them gold sneakers, he could definitely be Daquan.
He could be Daquan.
Damn, he could definitely be a Daquan. Definitely for sure.
Yeah.
With them gold sneakers on, like Daquan in the house, and he got shot at too. That's a boy.
Ooh, baby, look, you got your hood.
He
You
got his
got your
hood.
hood pass.
He got his
I was
hood.
getting ready to say that's right. He got his hood pass now. Uh-huh.
He got shot
He,
at, and he got gold sneakers. Y'all better go vote for Darnell. Don't fuck around.
and he rubbing Kool-Aid on his face. Lying
Right.
bastard.
Baby, they said we're gonna put the packet down on the ground. So, just fall down now.
Just
When you
fall down.
get down there, just put a little bit on your fingertip.
Yeah. A little bit by your ear. Then the next day, miraculously, he's healed, y'all. Ain't no blood. Crazy.
He was so upset. They said that was not any bullet fragment.
No. The FBI director said we have got all the bullets, every last bullet in that area. And there's no way they're still trying to figure out how he got shot. The FBI director said that.
Exactly.
But then to actually have a photo with the shooter. He was in a photo with the shooter. That's the shit that
You
got
saw
me. I was
that?
like, yeah.
That's why I
With
was like, they done set that damn boy up and
They
made him.
did. I'm telling you, they told that, like I said the last when it first happened, they done told that boy, oh, don't worry about it. You're gonna take the shot, you're gonna miss me, and we're gonna arrest you, and then he's gonna pardon you.
Yep.
right. And that's exactly what
When
that was.
he's elected, he's gonna pardon you.
Right, exactly. When he's elected,
That's
he's
right.
gonna pardon you. We're gonna give your family some money.
Exactly.
And
We're gonna pay your family.
Yep. And we're
Just
gonna
done
pardon
set his
you.
ass up.
And they didn't let him know that, bitch, you is the fall guy. Bitch, you's gonna get shot we gonna light you up like a Christmas tree with holes like Swiss cheese and play this whole thing out to the hill because somebody's got to die.
Maybe the
Yeah.
shooter wasn't in on the plan.
He wasn't.
Oh, he
No, not the
no, not the
shooter.
final, not the
I'm
final
talking
part.
about the I'm talking about the person who actually you know hit him.
The
Hit
father,
no.
the husband that got killed.
The
Oh,
guy,
yo,
the
the
young boy,
firefighter that
the
actually did
young
the
boy.
shooting.
Yeah, he you
Oh,
know he went
oh
in on
no,
the plan.
no, he wasn't in on the plan that he was gonna die. He was in on the plan that he was gonna get arrested and they was gonna take him to
Yeah,
prison.
Not him. The
Ooh.
person who
it's a,
shot him.
Oh, the Secret Service person.
Yeah, he went in on it. He went at the meeting that morning.
Oh no, but they weren't supposed to. You got to make it believable. So somebody had to not be in on the plan. Like there was a group that was in on the plan, and then there was part of them that wasn't in on the plan because they had to act. You know, they had to carry out the thing
And he
as
was
normal.
the sharpshooter. Mm.
Yeah, he was so sharp the way he was able to shoot. There was no shot. There was no shot where they claimed that boy was and where he was perched and shooting. There was no shot, none
Mm.
whatsoever. He didn't have a clear shot to shoot Donald Trump, even if he was a sharp marksman. So that boy, no, he was a sycophant, and they knew it, and they utilized him.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And we
That's
have
correct.
a society full of those type of people.
Oh yeah, of
Mhm.
course.
But I don't know. I had some type of little conversation with someone, and they was talking about the immigrants and how they come over and commit all these crimes. And I was like, but look at Timothy McVeigh, and you got these people. You got the person who shot at your man last week. I'm like, come on now, stop that. Any excuse would do. I mean, y'all have to have a reason, I guess.
Yeah,
Make us
they always do have to have a reason. And it's just like it's not based on actual fact. Yes, crimes do happen. Yes, there have been some incidences that where undocumented people have
created
crimes or
catastrophes.
situations, but the in the number of statistics wise,
They were born
people that live
here.
here do more crimes than people that come here across the border or however they get
Right,
here.
right.
That's a known, that's a fact. So if we're sitting up here talking about immigrants, talk about the person living next door to you. Talk about everybody,
Mm,
because they're the ones committing more crimes than you worried about Jose and his house full of refugees, because they're not doing the crimes that these other people are doing. And as far as all these people getting all this money, this lady's like, oh, I saw something on Twitter. The lady talking something, oh, this immigrant lady had like $30,000 on her food stamp card. Please stop spreading
Please.
these stupid fake lies.
stupid lies. Then I also was telling the lady, I was like, so you're so upset about the money that they're getting, but you're also telling me you're on a fixed income and they're talking about cutting your check off, right? She ain't have nothing else to say.
Hmm.
Right. There's a lot of undocumented criminals in New York. There's a lot of criminals in New York, period. I'm from New York, but there's criminals everywhere, documented and undocumented, right? But if they are undocumented in New York, and it's a lot of them, trust and believe who brought them there?
Texas.
Florida.
Baby, they said y'all got to get the hell up out of here. Get this down charter bus. Let's put these
Right,
people on this charter bus.
exactly.
We gonna take them on down to DFW and get them a Delta ticket. Mm.
Right. Fly them on their own personal plane. Now, how do you pay for an entire full flight
Hmm.
of immigrants to New York Airport? How do you do that?
JFK, LaGuardia,
But then,
even Newark.
but then you don't have any emergency funds to handle a hurricane.
And then they
Right.
so cheap in Texas, they won't even get on the grid, and that's why they out of lights.
Hmm. So
Because
they could succeed from the union if they want to. All you have to do is pull the plug on the bitches. They be right back.
but that's the whole nother thing I don't understand. You talk about succeeding. All right, cool. How are you going to get your resources? Where you
Right.
getting them? Where are you going to get them from? Because if you do that, you do know the United States has the right to cut you off completely. That means
Yep.
you get no
Right.
government aid, nothing. Everything will come from however you think you're going to get it. And the only person you're going to be able to get it from is where? Russia, China. They still got to go through the United States to even allow it.
Looks like they're gonna be selling some ass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
They gonna be crossing the border.
That's right. And the Mexicans gonna send them back. We don't want that. No.
exactly. Y'all gonna be trading with Mexico. Y'all gonna be the immigrants in Mexico now, just trying to get stuff.
Right.
So it's like you're not thinking this through. Y'all this a lot of this whole Republican talk, that's all it is. It's just like, oh, we're gonna do this. But it's like, are you really thinking this shit out completely? Like it's not as easy as you think. It's not, oh yeah, we're gonna just do this. First of all, you gotta have enough capital to stand on your own. You don't have enough capital to stand on your own as a state in and of itself. You don't. Case in point, by your own disaster. Clearly a hurricane comes, people still there with no power or just cleaning up. How is that possible? You're supposed to have all this money. Oh, I know how, because you're taking government funds and sending refugees to New York and Martha's Vineyard because you think it's funny.
Not the vineyard.
Yeah, they don't send
Sure did.
migrants over to Martha's Vineyard a few times already.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And it wasn't going to go up there to take in a show.
Right. Right. But I mean, that's the crazy bit. But yeah, there's crimes and immigrants everywhere. But will I say that they are the main ones committing the crimes? No, that's
I
ridiculous.
can't say that.
That would be ridiculous to say that they're not.
Yeah.
And then two, well, you put them here, then you got to put them in the system just so you can send them back. We already know that takes a while too. So of course, while they're here, they got to get some kind of emergency funds, or else they will be committing more crimes because they don't have no money to pay for anything. So it's like it's a catch-22. So of course they're gonna have to get something, but they cannot get like food stamps and all this money that people claim they're getting without any kind of documentation.
Documentation.
Not
You gotta
That's
have it.
right. They have to issue them,
happening.
you know, like social security numbers, that type of thing. You have to
Yeah,
have some way of tracking them.
They're
But
right.
not
they,
just
but they
going
never,
into.
but they never tell you that it is in our favor when we have immigrants come in. They're talking about you don't have enough people being born.
Right.
So you're not generating any income to put into the system. You don't
Right.
have enough people to fill jobs, that type of thing. So, but the catch-all is by them not being citizens, they won't reap the benefits.
No.
They're just pretty much putting into this. They're putting into the
They're
pot,
putting into
but
the
But they don't get
economy.
nothing out.
yeah, but they won't be able to draw anything out because they're not citizens.
Right.
Instead of nobody thinks about that. And I'm sure the immigrants, they don't even think about that either. That's probably one of the last
They
things.
just want to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just want to be here. I mean, and a lot of the reasons why they're here is because we've destabilized their government. We've put you killed off certain groups of people that
Right.
were for the people, and you put these dictatorships in,
And
and
that's how I met my ex-husband. I used to tell him all the
you
time.
caught him come across the
I used to tell him all the
fence.
time, your bitch ass came over here on that damn banana boat.
Mm,
But he was Afro Cuban. There was this
okay,
camp in Cuba.
yeah,
So and that's
Okay.
my lifetime. I've seen so many different cultures of people coming to the United States for
Mhm.
asylum from their country simply because we have made it to where it's impossible for them to live in their country.
Right.
hmm
Yeah. Right. And that's a whole nother thing that we don't talk about. We've put a lot of people in these situations where they have no choice but to come here.
right.
Yep.
I mean, you had Reagan sitting up there with the CIA helping the cartels create these
hmm
big drug organizations. As long as they can take some and put some in urban areas so they can have their war on drugs purposes,
Yep.
you know. So, I mean, yeah, granted, now you have cartels that are bigger than government in Mexico ruling, people and having poor people do, X, Y, and Z. That's why they running across the border. But yeah, you created that. So now, yeah, fix your problem. Fix the problem you created. That your great president that y'all talk about, trickle down economics. The man, the president, Reagan's the best president ever. Yeah, well, fix his shit. Fix his
Hmm.
he
shit.
he barely made it as an actor.
And they talk about Biden so much. That nigga had dementia in the White House.
Ooh, he was a shaking ass, man. I remember.
Nancy Reagan was running
Hmm.
that shit.
Running that
Nancy
shit.
Reagan was running that shit the whole damn time. He was a
Yeah, her and Miss Cleo.
Yeah, call me now. Call me
see
now.
Her
shit.
and Miss Cleo. Yep, they sure did.
When
But
you
yeah,
was talking about the politics earlier, I even thought about the Daddy Bush. Like Daddy Bush was in that bitch shaking. Like, bitch.
right.
Mm,
I mean, yeah, Daddy Bush was in there shaking. Daddy Bush was the reason why he didn't even win his second term because he was. I mean, granted, Clinton did make a deal with a lot of the Republicans as well that he was going to push forth the crime bill because George H. Bush wasn't having no parts of the crime bill. He thought it was a bit radical. Um, so they got Clinton to get on board. If Clinton got on board, they was going to vote for him, and they did. That's how George H. Bush got knocked out.
mm, mm, mm. Yeah.
It's
You can't
it's,
make this shit up. That's the crazy
yeah,
part.
Just crazy.
you have issue with ones in New York. They're getting special treatment over the homeless
Oh.
citizens. Uh,
I talked about that too, Diamond. I've been in situations where I've went and tried to help our homeless people. And you gotta think about it. A lot of the homeless United US citizens,
mhm,
they're either mentally ill.
right.
Right.
We seen that with old girl down there in Miami
Mm-hmm.
on drugs,
Wait a minute. Did you see that?
and you can't even pay them to go
Wait,
to a shelter, yet alone
wait,
ask
wait,
them to come home, come in your house.
Did you see that screen? That mug
I
shot?
saw that mugshot, baby. I was like, what the fuck? She sound like she looked like that though.
How long has she had them braids?
they,
My God,
they
the
were
day.
hanging on.
Them braids been in. Them braids done turned into dreadlocks.
Them
Okay.
damn braids been hanging on since she left
Oh,
Chicago.
my God. Them braids. She had them braids since she was 16 years old. Them shits look
Mm,
crazy. Okay. She had them braids since she was an adolescent. Ain't
Ooh,
no way. And you worried about a five? You worried about a bike?
child.
You
Like,
worried about
baby,
a
first
bike?
go get your hair. If you gonna come up, I turn the
Nigga, you
camera
don't go
on.
get your head
I
washed.
would turn the camera on and say, "Look, y'all, I just really want some help with getting my hair done. I ain't even gonna lie to
Nigga,
y'all.
you would have
Look at
got
this
that.
shit,
You would have got that shit instantly. Like you would,
baby. They would
but
have. You would have
the
got the money
fact
for the bike, your
of
hair.
good, your whole life
You
would have
your cash out would have been ringing off.
been
Just be
ringing.
mm,
fucking honest. And then tell them, and I might have to give you a little dope too. Like, god damn.
mm.
Here's a crack pipe just for your troubles, bitch. God,
Baby, hell, please.
God damn. I'm,
Somebody, look, somebody sent me the video.
listen, and I thought Tracy's mugshot was bad, but that shit comes a close second. That shit comes a close second, cause god damn. I
Somebody sent me that damn video.
there's a video.
Yeah, it's a video. I forgot what it's called, YouTube attorney or something like that. But they sent me that damn video, and it has like it's like a still, but they're going up and down with the charges
Oh, okay.
and the date of arrest and stuff like that. So
I,
I'm looking at it and I'm saying, oh, that's where she been. Cause it was a break between the first, when it all started and to now. So I was like, she been in jail probably this whole fucking time.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry,
you
Bob. You
can't
know my
believe.
language.
Oh no, you fine. You fine. There you go. Listen, I
Yeah, as
really
much as we say, good lord.
please. But I don't, I really don't understand asking for, oh, my bike got what she said, a bike was stolen or some shit.
At
Bitch,
the library, that shit.
who
Emmett
stole
Till.
it? Wiley? Emmett Till!
I was
Emmett
go. You know what? I hate you so much. You done took my
Till!
line. I was getting ready.
Bitch,
I was getting ready to say that. Emmett
who,
Till.
who stole your bike? Emmett
Right.
Till stole it. Emmett Till! Bitch, no way. Get that fucking head looks crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Which goes to show you, yes, people make up shit for YouTube. People have these whole fantasy lives that they think they live in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Reality is that shit ain't real. That shit ain't real. Look at the crybaby over there. I'm the doll. I'm the doll. Bitch, you act like a crybaby, a cabbage patch or something.
Ooh,
What they call, what they call
she
the
living.
garbage
She
pail
living my
kids.
teenage
One of them,
lives as an adult.
one of them garbage pail kids. That's what she reminds me of. Like, no, dog. Like, there's no way you cry about everything. Everything is something about somebody doing something to you. It's
Y'all
never
don't
about.
even take up for me like y'all take up for everybody else. I'm like, damn. Do they
Like, when
have
do you
to?
take up for yourself, though? Like, when do you take up for yourself? When is it? Why is it always somebody attacking you or attacking your child, which has nothing to do with YouTube, other than what you put up there or the stuff that you say? Like, you put this stuff out here, so yeah, when people throw it back in your face, but of course they're gonna do it because you put it out here. Like, duh. Like, damn.
And the crazy thing is that, like you said earlier, either somebody getting paid or somebody knows something that
Oh
they.
no, ain't no something that she pays them. She pays them to get up on there. She dropped them a cash app every so that's why they don't mind doing it. They know she talks shit. They've been in the skybox while she been going off saying them and they and them and they and them and they them and this that they and I'm a crash out and all this other bullshit. And then she go and delete it and act like ooh nobody was there. So I don't think nobody saw it. Yeah, bitch, that people was there.
Baby,
They
they screen recorded that
screen
shit.
recorded. They saw it. Heard you talking all your shit. But you know what talks louder? You dropping that. You know what looks
That
more cute?
cash
You
out.
dropping that cash app, bitch, and they know you've been talking shit. But the fool is you because you know why? You got to drop cash in order to go up there to even speak.
But guess what? And then you sitting up there while they dragging Jay Dunn because they say Jay Dunn paid to get on panels too.
Yeah, but that's
The
you.
irony.
But that's you too. And you sitting up there
You
thinking,
sitting up there like, damn.
right?
I
Well,
paid
good and
this
well, they
bitch to
talking
get
about
up here.
you too.
They talking about your ass too.
They talking about your ass too, of course. And another thing, lock your damn shit. You can't be sitting on there. Now, one thing I will say, King Roman, stop using her pictures and stuff. But you can't be mad at people grabbing pictures and shit. You got your shit open. Lock your shit, dummy. You out here got your shit all open, but then you mad people pulling up Humpty Dumpty and Frumpty and showing it to the rest of the world. Bitch, you look frumpy. You
I
look
have a Instagram for my YouTube persona. And I have an Instagram with my family and my friends. That's where all my photos go. Every now and again, I might share a photo on my YouTube, Instagram.
I'm,
But
I'm
you wide open.
all my
These
shit
people,
private.
these
You
are my. He's my king, and he all on your Instagram going up and down.
right.
And he
The whole
tagging
time you
you
like,
and your
man,
husband.
right. He been just collecting. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use that.
That bitch better not say a motherfucking thing about me.
Thing. Next time you open your mouth, bitch, it's gonna get worse. But just crazy. I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully she gets it together. But it's like this all the time. And then too, you've done this so much. This has been your play or your kind of go-to for so many years. So at this point, people that know, They know you do this all the time. It's like change it up and surprise these motherfuckers. God damn, you do the same stuff. You're predictable at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It
That's
is
why I
predictable.
say it's a pattern. And then it's sad when you can go down a list of names of the people who you supposedly betrayed or threw under the bus. And, it's just sad.
Just crazy.
And they saying, like, I think they were over there saying at Yaya's, like, you definitely don't want this stuff to come out because we believe she was in there talking about the Amish lady. I was like,
Oh, nigga Nina, nigga Nina,
yes, nigga Nate.
nigga Nina, nigga Nina. And she probably was. She probably was. But that's a whole nother. I mean, that's her master. That's her master. That's Annabelle.
Child.
Annabelle. That's her Annabelle child, because she can't do no wrong. But yet that thing always talking about somebody. Like, girl, if you don't get out of here. I mean, there are some saltines that have been able to mingle here and be just fine, but that is just one I can't do.
Mm-mm,
There's one I
me neither.
nigga
And
Nina
like
just
I told her, I hit ODS panel one time, and when I was getting down, she said, she don't like me anyway. And I had never ever said anything to or about her, but it's been on and popping ever since. And I had to jump back up
damn
there and
right.
tell her, it may not be you, it just may be the other person you be around.
Right, right. And I
Like,
mean, you are the company you keep. So I mean, hey,
I'm sorry,
True.
so
it
Dime don't hit me because I ain't did nothing to her.
is.
So she be threatening me with Peter. She gonna
Oh,
call Peter
Gonna
on me.
not
gonna call
Pete.
Peter on you.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Who else? I'm trying to think what else. I think that's it.
Have you all been following the Sonya Massey case?
No, I haven't been following it like that.
It's really interesting.
Any new updates?
Yeah, I was gonna say what's the new
Well,
updates?
basically, there's okay. So the fiance's grandmother sent in a letter talking about protesters need to be human, and what about his family and all this fuck shit.
Well, wait. The police officer
Yeah.
made me
Uh
choke.
huh. And come to find out, earlier that day, she went to a hospital that the fiance worked at
Okay.
Hmm.
Hmm.
for her mental health,
Yeah, I read
and
that. Yeah.
there was some type of incident. And
Right.
then I'm still
But
trying to
the
tie
girl.
in the 4-year-old little boy who was supposedly shot too. I'm just trying to tie all that in. I'm
Well, that
like,
was
Well,
by a
I
different
think that
officer.
yeah,
Yeah, that was by a different officer. It just happened to be a
in her
relation.
family.
the
Yeah.
relationship, yeah. But I'm hearing that her. I'm really thinking that there was some other contact before that. It
You,
just
uh,
had to be. I'm just
Possible.
getting that. I'm getting that feeling that
Hmm.
I'm
she's
sorry, you
had
broke up.
contact.
Yeah, I'm
I'm sorry.
telling you, when she supposedly had some type of outburst at the hospital, they
With the
went, but he
girlfriend.
didn't report it.
Well, allegedly, from the story that I read, she had an altercation with the nurse, which happens to be
Yes,
the girlfriend of the officer. She went home and told the boyfriend, and he
right.
and he been on a hunt looking for her ever since
Ever
because of
since that, okay.
because of
Yes,
some kind of big scuffle at the hospital, but they kind of let it go in a sense because of her mental state, but she never let it go.
but
If that
her son said something on the when they was at speaking with the news
Mhm.
about it. He brought that up too. So I was
Okay.
like, ooh,
Yeah. So I mean, but that's just like with the George Floyd and David and Derek Chauvin. They
Yeah.
work together.
Yep.
They were bouncers at this Mexican restaurant, which turns into a bar club at night.
Hmm.
During the hip hop night, he, Floyd and some other people would be working that night because that was, when most of the black people would come. And then Latin night is when Derek would be, and they got into an altercation at one of the hip hop nights when Derek happened to be working security with Floyd because he was harassing some black men. And I guess Floyd was like, "Oh no, like no, they good or whatever," and they got into it, and they've been back and forth ever since. So that whole situation with him, that wasn't just that was just an incident between that officer and that man. No, they knew of each other. Especially, I'm sure Derek knew him more than Floyd probably recognized him.
Recognize him because you've been,
You've been
hunting him.
hunting him, right? You've been on damn mosquito. You've been on a like thing for him.
A quest.
Yeah, to get him, and when you finally got him, you was on it. But yep.
And then did you hear the things that the officer was saying? Like the body cam, that's where it's
Oh
at
yeah.
because
Well,
he
yeah.
like putting the dope up. I'm
Right.
like, oh my God.
It was just so crazy, so crazy. But that's what I'm saying. Like these these situations where these officers have acted um, recklessly with the authority that they do have. You mean to tell me you're about to grant them total immunity that
Total.
when you strike down this law, every officer, other than the black ones or the ones of color, will be released from jail?
Just foolishness.
Hmm.
Crazy, crazy. And there's no way with you having a mixed child, whatever child that could possibly be in that you are okay, even if you are a Republican. It's cool to have Republican values. It's cool to have independent values or whatever. But certain things should have you have pause and say,
Yeah.
what if this happens to my kid? What if this happens to my son? What if this could happen to my daughter or my granddaughter? I, out of all the things I could vote for, I can't vote for that.
Me neither.
So that's just what it is. It's not even a thing. I'm not even looking at it as Trump versus Harris. I'm just really looking at the situation for what it is. He said what he's gonna do. Ain't no sugarcoating it. Ain't no. Well, that's not possibly what I meant. He done already told you. He done already showed you the last 4 years that he was in office what what he's about. If he said it, 9 times out of 10 he's gonna do it. So I mean,
And then this is not just for me. I'm looking towards the future. I have nieces that, they have to have a chance in life too. I put down in the chat how when my sister used to work at an abortion clinic and they
mm,
would be down at the abortion clinic protesting with
right.
them damn mildewed ass baby clothes. And I always wonder, like, okay, so if they decided not to have an abortion, what are you going to do to support them with
But see,
their
that's
with the future child?
but that's the
Once
thing.
this child
That's
is growing.
But that's what I
Hmm.
talked about earlier. It's like you're all about this pro-life thing, which is fine, but you're not really about pro-life. There's no way that you're for the life of the child in the mother, but you're not about the child after the baby comes out, making taking care of the child, making sure the child, is in a stable home and environment.
Environment. Because I know a lot of people that get abortions are running from, being in a situation where they have to depend on the government. They
Right,
want to live a successful life most of the time.
right.
Hmm.
But then you don't put nothing in place for them to do so. So it's like, okay, if you have people on these programs, um, have other kind of educational programs where they can learn a trade to get off there,
Yep.
have a stable job or a place to stay. But no, you don't do that. You just continue the cycle to where it's like, well, I mean, we're gonna cut you off because your kid's old enough now, but you never gave them no training no other time. So what they wind up doing, having another child just to keep the thing going. Come on, like we got to do something.
And I know people right now that their kids has maxed out of the system. And all these years, they just been sitting on their ass collecting and not trying to get a job. And I'm like, so what you gonna do now?
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, I mean he did. He definitely said it. You vote for him this one time, you don't have to vote for him no more. I mean, they doing it. I just read you the story about what Elon Musk is being investigated for right now in North Carolina. They're trying to already rig the votes right now. Georgia's already got it set up. They done
Right.
removed all of the electors who was basically blowing the whistle for Trump's situation that he
Yeah.
tried to do. They done remove those and put Trump supporters in those places. So if it is a tight election, them votes is already gonna be
Yeah, they're
bye
gonna
bye.
take it to they're gonna take it to the courts.
Just a couple days ago, Alabama, they tried to now see when they doing this shit in states that they're not talking about. Alabama, Trump's lawyers and everywhere else, they went down to Alabama to try and um, push for voting that day. Like so, for example, you would have to vote on election day, or
Hmm.
your mail-in ballot would have to go in, like be at the polling place or
So
whatever
no free day.
on election day. If it's there, if it comes anything after all in
Right.
that, all that would be thrown out. And we know that a lot of military vote, absentee, and they come later. People overseas, their votes come later, and
And
usually,
and your kids in college.
right. Statistically, they're heavily Democratic. So what they're trying to do is they was trying to stop that from happening. So that got that just got kicked out by the court in Alabama. The judge said no, that's unconstitutional. But they're trying. They're
Mm.
not they're not doing this shit like in open. They are pushing to stop voting rights, and that's why I say like, come on. I get it that certain things you like. Nah, I rock with this party more, but they're really pulling the vote from under you. They're letting you vote for them, and then gonna say, "Now, well, yeah, after you do this vote for us, we're gonna take your votes, so you won't be voting ever after this." Like that's crazy.
Yep, that is. Especially when you only got to vote this one last time.
Uh, I mean, good luck.
Yeah, people got a short ass memory, except for when it comes to a little $1,200 check.
Hmm.
And I ain't even get it.
I mean, they
I ain't get
do.
one either.
When they say that to us, oh, there was never any wars. There was never any wars, any conflict when Trump was in office. That's bullshit. Like, first of all, we're not in a conflict right now. We are supporting someone who is at war, but we're not at war. One, check. So therefore, that really doesn't matter. Um, but we support other places at war too, just like before he invaded Ukraine and Trump was trying to shake them up to get information on Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. He was already giving Russia money and funds to stand at the border of Ukraine and threaten them with weapons. But that's neither here nor there. In Afghanistan, when we were still there and those soldiers were killed, and Trump refused to meet with the wives of the fallen
Hmm.
soldiers, yeah, we were participating in a conflict.
So didn't you speak about the case in New York earlier? Read
Case-
Diamond's comment.
um, Oh yeah, I did.
Supposed to be
Oh
sentenced.
yeah. So so in New York, the Judge Mashan, he was supposed to be sentenced. He was supposed to be sentenced soon, but Judge Mashan pushed it back. He's going to be sentenced. I think the trial is on the 8th, and the sentencing is on the 18th of September. So yeah, he was supposed to get sentenced. He was supposed to get charged next month, but they're pushing it back. But his lawyers have been arguing since July that they should that the judge should one excuse himself from the case and that the case should be dropped completely due to what the Supreme Court just granted. And that's why I say that
Hmm.
this man was using he had already set up to have the courts. He just doing this the same way he used to have New York set up in a way, why he was able to do all these shady businesses and deals and stuff, because Giuliani and all them been in his pocket for years, and the
Yeah.
judges and the lawyers would let him just do shit, and it just be like, oh, it's okay, it's no big deal. He's running it the same way. So the Supreme Court granted him presidential immunity. What he did with that now is talking about some, well, the when he was paying for Stormy Daniels to be quiet while he was in the White House, that was a presidential act. No, dumb dumb. When you actually was paying her those first payments, you were a candidate, so you wasn't the president. So therefore,
Right.
no, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, no,
I
sorry.
was talking to someone the other day and they was like, no, all those acts was his father.
His father.
I be want to slap
Yeah, some
people.
people are just stupid. You have to learn how to. When they say
His
real
father,
dumb shit, I
his
just take a
father
deep breath. I'm
dead.
like, yeah, I was
But
going to say,
his
he
father,
getting a piece from the grave now. I don't know. Is that
yeah.
even possible?
But I mean, it's
No, as far as like the fair
The
housing
fair housing and
and
all
all
that.
of that stuff. Yeah. And I was like, some people just get it from their daddy then, I
well, I
guess.
mean, but look, granted, as far as his money and stuff, yes, he did get that from his father, but he also stole it from his siblings.
He stole it from his
Yeah.
siblings.
Yeah, he stole that money from his siblings. He wasn't supposed to get all that money, but he stole it. And because they didn't have the money, because trust me, knowing from experience, it take money to fight for your money
Mhm.
from your siblings. It does. And if you don't have the money to fight that, you just take what you
I
take
just
what
gave up, child.
right,
Y'all can
exactly.
have that shit.
But that's what I'm saying. And a lot of times some family members, they don't fight, they just give up. But
Yeah.
I'm my mother's child. I don't know. No,
I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna make my own way.
yeah, that
And that
too. But you ain't no, you ain't. It ain't no. It's just
it's not mine. It's a grandparental thing,
uh,
my mother's siblings. But I'm like, shoot, y'all mom.
But we all know of it. That's the whole
yeah,
thing. Everybody
Yeah.
has experienced it in some
yeah,
form.
yeah. So he took the money from his nieces and nephews, that was supposed to go to them from their father,
Right.
and the siblings that were still living, so they wouldn't come together because one is a federal judge, his sister is a federal judge. He made sure he paid them, and they kept quiet because, of course, money talk, bullshit walk. So the younger brother that's under him, he paid him. He just wind up. He just died while he was in the White House. His sister's a federal judge. He made sure he paid her, but the oldest brother that died, and the children that was
His
left, never.
children.
hmm He
That's
never
to
paid
Yeah,
take
them.
care of.
isn't there a special needs child also?
Yes, his
His
nephew has a child that has severe cerebral palsy, and he basically told him,
Pull a plug.
he wrote it in the book, that he wrote it in the book to basically pull the plug or put him in an institution and let him just die.
I'm gonna try and find this video I looked at. They did their family tree. And they, spoke about each individual on
And
their family
I just say
tree.
that in my name. They grew up in, well, of course that was while it was white, but yeah, they're definitely from the neighborhood I grew up in. But yeah, but like people in New York really know this man ain't shit. That's why I was so, because at first I was like, this is a whole joke. But then when people really started taking this man seriously, I was looking like, the fuck? Like people like my brother, he's 6 years older than me. I get why him and people like him, because in that rap era, they glorified Donald Trump like he was this big white rich man that gave it to the system. So I get his train of thinking when he thinks about voting for him and what he thinks about. But at the same time, I'm like, you were that teenager though that he was wanting to execute for something
Hmm.
he did not do with the Central Park Five. You were that kid. So how you quickly forget that or you don't pay attention to it, but I guess because and for some people it's like that when it's not them personally, they don't look at it like that.
And honestly, I'm not even looking at. Well, in a sense, I am because Clinton ain't have shit on him, but your history, your past. it's what you talking about with this future generation and my next couple of years of life. I don't have time for it.
Right, and I mean, and to be very honest with you, a lot of women are not going to have the same rights, or even young women are not going to have the same rights that their mothers used to have. Like,
Right.
you're going to turn this into Gilead. Like,
What's
oh,
that show?
yeah, yeah, The Handmaid's Tale. Like, it's really going to be real life. Like, who's prepared for that?
Hmm.
You think you don't have no? It's a whole different ball game when a man's telling you, "Yeah, you just gonna be here for me to
You gonna
impregnate."
you finna have these children.
You're right. Like, ain't no marriage involved. I want you. Like, it's straight like that. I want you. You coming here. Uh, That's a concept that people, you read about or you think about that happened in history. You're like, that's not gonna happen here. Shit.
That's where they sending it.
And on all this over what? Religion and all that. Don't get the fuck out of my face.
And they still, and the things that they do are immoral. That's
Yeah.
what tripped me out. I think
Very
people who don't.
say, uh, Giuliani disbarred his shenanigans. Well, Giuliani should have been disbarred and dismantled a long time ago. But again, when you of the persuasion, you get the pass. You know. But yeah, it is what it is.
I guess we lost Nate.
Yeah, but I'm glad those two black federal workers, though those poll workers, are still able to get their money from that old ass Herman Monster or Grandpa Monster looking ass. Um, drop drill every bit of funding, every bit of pension, every bit of anything from that motherfucker. Like, you made their lives a living hell, they're about to make your life a living hell. Bastard.
Get them.
You bastard. Because the judge said, "Oh no, you can't file bankruptcy for this bitch. You're gonna have to give up that money."
You're gonna have to go on and pay them.
Have
And
to
that's
give-
how a lot of them get over
yeah,
bankruptcy.
yeah, right. Well, I mean, you look at the former president 6 times. But
Yep.
that's what I'm saying. You can't say this man is a smart businessman 6 times bankruptcy. 6 times? Shit, shit, him and Tony Braxton like hand in hand, but she's singing. The fuck is you doing? She's still singing to make her money back, but what the fuck is you doing? Absolutely nothing but stealing from your people, your supporters, or buying these Bibles and sneakers and gold coins that ain't worth shit and
And I don't
thousand
think
dollar
he know
bills.
anything about religion.
Nothing. He's not religious. He's not a Christian. He's none of
Mm-mm.
that. None of that at all.
And usually, really religious people, they do not deal with his type. That's what. Oh God.
No, but religious people um the fake religious people, like the racist religious people that use it as a cloak for their
Yeah.
racism, they follow him, like those extreme uh evangelicals. Those are the ones, they follow him like that, and just, oh well, we don't really swear, like, no, y'all use religion to cloak the real hatred and shit that you have.
Right.
This shit don't make sense. Ain't none of this of God. You looking at this man, this man's been married 6 times, cheated on his wife and all this kind of stuff, and you still talking about he's the moral compass for this country? Get the fuck
No.
out of here. But the same
He
person,
gonna put forth the agenda that you want, cause they paying for the agenda that they want.
yeah, but I mean that's the only reason. But that was the reason for them in the first place.
Yep.
That was the reason why they had him in the first time, when they thought he wasn't gonna win.
And
'Cause
I had a video the other day with Melania. She was standing next to him. She smiled, but when she turned her head, she rolled her eyes so hard.
But I mean, we can't even. First of all, she's not even American, so we can't even sit here talking about some American and all this other kind of bullshit when the
Mm-mm.
first lady is not even American
American.
citizen. Get the fuck out of here. So that's already on bullshit. Not only that, all the other first ladies have been educated to somewhat of a degree. This bitch has
Yep.
no education, and she's a fucking I don't even say a playboy because she wasn't even a playboy vixen, but some nasty old sluttery
Well, the hustler,
eagle,
I was just
spread eagle, uh, you know,
that's
whatever.
why I said Clinton ain't got nothing on this one.
Nothing. I mean, don't get me wrong, Clinton's little skeet, to the window, to the wall, splat on Monica's dress
That
had.
blue dress.
But I mean that's minute. That's why I said, Clinton, get on your shit, bitch. The Supreme Court done said it's presidential act, bitch. You was in the Oval Office skeeting on that bitch. Get your shit wiped away, and so you could actually die in peace and not be considered the president who was out here getting a blowjob in the Oval Office. That's all
At
I'm saying.
least she was a willing participant. Come on now.
Well, she was running her mouth just like niggas on the YouTube. Like, if you're gonna do some shit, shut the fuck up about it. Who you gonna go run and tell your coworker you was out here sucking on the president's dick? Like, she
She,
ain't gonna record that shit. Like, what you say? Like
she
a
better
old,
damn
like she did an old Edge Hutchinson down there. Saying myself, what? Could you repeat that again?
repeat that. I didn't wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get closer to the phone.
That's the most nasty shit. I used to record that, but see, every good deed goes never goes unpunished. That bitch died of a horrible cancer, child. Fuck them. Yeah,
Remember, he fast tracked her family.
you said right, right, exactly. He did while he was in office. He fast tracked her family so they can get a citizenship. But then the mother recently died.
Hell yeah, Diamond. That's how I looked at that shit.
What is that?
Hillary looked like she wasn't gonna do it. Hell,
Hillary looked like she ain't never touched his dick since they had.
Hillary looked like she wanted Monica ass too. To be honest,
Right, right. Basically, she was just mad that she was like, bitch, you was supposed to do that without me, bitch. Now you was supposed to do that together. Y'all supposed to be down there sucking the presidential dick together. Oh God. But then I don't know. It's just like way too much. But again, Hillary shot herself in the foot. She was
yeah.
using her Clinton connection to try and climb up the political ladder. What she should have done is, after he left the White House, should have divorced his ass. That would have made you look more independent to women, stronger, that you didn't
Hmm.
quote unquote need a man, and you might have ascended to the White House in that way. But being connected to that and that whole situation was not helping you. Not at all. Not with all the other stuff he did with the crime bill and you talking about. And granted, he did the crime bill to get in office, like I told about earlier, because George H.W. Bush wasn't having it. He didn't.
Hmm.
He didn't agree with the crime bill. He thought it was too harsh, and the Republicans was really trying to push it. Clinton said he would do it, and they gave him the White House. And
Mm.
damn sure he did it on his first thing. And that's when she started talking about they're super predators. They're super predators. Who's a
And the
super
main one with Epstein.
and Ben Epstein and all the motherfuckers been at his island. Every last one.
Hmm.
That's why they killed his ass. Somebody was talking to somebody a couple days ago, and it was like, "You think he dead? I don't think he dead. I don't think he dead. I think they just
Shit.
act like he was dead so he wouldn't be able to tell." It's like,
No,
no, they killed him
they
because
fucked him up.
he would be because alive, regardless, he would be a liability to
They fucked
everybody.
up that man.
Yeah, they had to kill. Not that they had to kill him, but they killed him because he held the keys to everything. Because once he went down, that's it. He telling on everybody. Fuck that. Why would I go down for y'all and be sitting up here in this jail cell and I done helped all y'all get all these, you know,
Little
delectable
girls and little boys and
little
stuff.
boys, little girls on my private island, bitch. Yeah, right. But
That's
Vir-
like Steffens.
Virgin and Carnival done bought up his islands and shit. So now when
Hmm.
you go on
You
to them,
better watch where you sit.
You going to them cruises and they like, oh, we're going to the private island. Yeah, that's an Epstein Island, bitch.
You better watch where you sit at.
You might sit on some presidential nugget
Mm,
and some presidential jizz whiz. Crazy.
jeez.
But it is crazy, and these are the same people that talk about, oh, we gotta protect our children from these pedophiles. Bitch, you
Mm.
old man running a whole pedophile ring, and all y'all was going to participate in this motherfucker. But y'all talking about some drag queens and gay people are corrupting the children. Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Now listen, I looked at this video the other day and it had Eddie Murphy. He was talking about how when, he first started his stand up with the infamous leather suit on,
Yeah, well,
and how Bill Cosby was talking about the things that he
he
spoke on
would.
and the way he
He
dressed.
would. He would.
And then he said, then all of a sudden,
Mm-hmm.
this motherfucker he in jail.
Right, but Bill Cosby was like that. Bill
Yep.
Cosby, he was very much like against the hip hop community. He was against a lot of things like that. So when stories started coming out about him having inappropriate situations with women, people was like, really? And this nigga talking all this shit like, oh, you need to be doing it, pull your pants up,
Yep.
and you out here putting date drugs or rape drugs in women's drinks and shit. Now, the only thing I have issue with is clearly, bitch, if that happened 70, 30 years ago, bitch, what, like, really? Girl,
Sit your ass down.
please, please, like, sit all the way down. But at the same time, he learned it from somewhere. Like, this is the part that everybody seems to be, even with the Puffy situation. These motherfuckers don't come into this
They pass that shit
situation with
along.
blah blah blah. It's somebody teaching them like, hey, this is what
It's
we
like
do.
a
This is
rite of
what we do.
passage.
Right,
You
right,
gotta do this to be successful.
right. This is what we do. This is what we gotta do. This is what happens in these kind of situations. And then they get the point where they get comfortable, right? And thinking, oh, I got the power now. Like, I got the juice now. You got the juice now, Raquan. You know, that they think, they really got it. But who comes back and shows them, excuse me, nigger, you don't have the juice.
You
I
don't have I have the
Yeah.
juice.
And they come back and they pull that, yeah, you got a little too big for your britches, and I had to snatch you back a peg. And they end up in trouble. And then they like, oh, you thought you had it, but yeah, you ain't got it. R. Kelly, all them mofos.
Uh-huh.
Ain't no way in the world from years back. We all seen the video. You clearly see that's the underage girl. Them titties was very underdeveloped, and he all up, all up in it.
And then, but I gotta admit though, boy, oof, I ain't even gonna say it out
But
loud.
even with the
But
grown,
they down there
no,
talking about
no. But even
Oprah
that,
done put a hit out on that man.
no. But even when he was with the grown stripper woman, he was all in her butt, and he still couldn't get hard. That's drugs.
That's drugs.
They
That's
still
that
some
dope.
drugs. Yeah, still some drugs.
How
But
you said Shaquem be doing it?
huh?
How you said Shaquem be on the phone?
Oh, be giving him sweet nothings.
No, I'm talking about that sniffing.
He said that's sniffing. Oh, so he be sniffing it out. He sniff out the. It's like pheromones. He smells it. He like, I smell weak self esteem.
Weak,
Now,
weak. And that's how they play on them young
yeah,
girls.
but it's the same thing. Like, you see it. You see the oh, I want to have a relationship with my father, or I grew up in a broken home. You see that in the display of how they show themselves. And that's why I even said, like, even with the Honest Rose situation, you can see that you
Yep.
don't have the confidence that you should have, right? And not for nothing, like, granted, everybody don't look the greatest. Look at the gorilla. He think he look good, but that's because that's the confidence he has, right? And I'm not knocking the confidence he has. The reality that it is totally different from the confidence, but the story of the
But
moral of
it
the
kind of
story,
gives these other people an idea that they can't fuck with him.
right? Because that's the confidence that he ex- he
exudes.
lets out, exudes out. But the reality is, you ugly motherfucker. But as long as you think that you the baddest bitch, it's gonna come out in some way, right?
Yep.
So it's like it's the same thing for Honest Roll. Like, yeah, you may not be the best looking guy, but if you build your confidence up, and notice why nobody can do that for you. That's called self esteem.
But
Self.
honestly, Honest Row is not a bad looking guy. It's just that
No,
he don't see it in himself. That's
but
the
that's
same thing about these people. That girl done went and had that damn surgery and lost his weight. Mentally, she's still fat.
which one? Because a lot of them don't do that.
You know the
The
one
dark
who
one?
like the doll.
Oh, well, but I mean, yeah, but she's still fat. But that mentality will always stay, though. She will never lose that. She will never lose that because she constantly will think that she's fat. But that's the whole thing. But it's not even that. It's skin color. It's all that shit. Like, first of all, if you don't think you're a bad bitch, nobody's gonna think you're a bad bitch, right? You calling yourself the doll, but then acting the way you act, you're not a doll.
You're not the
You don't
doll.
even believe you're a doll. You know what I'm saying? You maybe a Raggedy Ann doll or whatever.
Annabella.
Right. But you don't think that you talking about when you was speeding all fast and blah, 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 sounding like that the little the guy who used to read off the match car things as a kid and this car goes really fast and he's talking real fast. Like that's what you sound like when you be talking. Like slow the fuck down, calm down, and just say what you gotta say. But it's like the way you act, and that's why I say you used to say about Jay Wilson having 7 degrees and all this shit. What happens is the way you act and present yourself will really tell the tale of the
Yep.
type of person you are, right? So even with her, you call yourself I'm the doll, but the way you act when you're always crying and whining about somebody not doing something or not defending you, not protecting you, or when somebody says about your color and you crying colorism, that is a sign of low self-esteem. Period.
And that's why when I first started hearing the conversation about the colorism, I was shocked because I lived in a house with a very dark brother and a very dark mother. And both of them thought, they was shit. Everybody used to be like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. That's all like colorism. What the fuck is that?
Listen, I didn't know nothing about colorism until the one time when my great aunts and uncles came to New York and they stayed at our house and we went to go see the other cousins and they were just like, who's that? And who's that? And who's that? And who's that? And I'm just like, yeah, how you don't know who these people are? And some just said, like, oh, wow. And I was a kid. And I looked at them in total like astonishment because they were mulatto. But I'm like,
And that's how my family is.
wow. And I'm looking like, okay, because we're lighter. Okay, that's why we are, like we would go summers and all this kind of stuff. But we never understood why the other cousins didn't go. We
Yeah.
didn't, we didn't really until that day when my aunt, God rest her soul, my great aunt was like, "Who's this and who's that?" Oh, I don't know them and I don't know that, and I was just like naming all the cousins, like, and then I just like took a look again and was like, they are darker than even me. Oh shit, that's
That's
why they don't, socialize with
uh-huh.
those cousins. Because my mother's yellow. My dad
My
um
dad is it's the
is
opposite.
right, is the opposite, but he's not. He's not like dark skin, but he was definitely the opposite. When I was a baby, I was high yellow. Like I really just got,
You came into your color like me.
yeah, right. But my twin sister is still yellow. So but we were both yellow at a few points in our life. But I just got darker.
And I think that with my family, and just to be honest, because my grandfather, he was the mulatto, and
Mhm,
so he married I guess my grandmother black,
mhm.
and he's mixed or whatever, and then so their children, they all high yellow, red, and they got one dark skin. And that's how we all just got. We just all looked at each other as family. That's why
Right.
when I came, I'm like, what the fuck is they talking about?
You see, that
And
was
then
mhm.
we would be like they say joning, or
Yeah,
we'd be
right.
roasting
Yeah,
each
right.
other.
Right. Brother,
And
right.
I'm like, these sensitive ass motherfuckers.
But see, that's the thing. That's why I don't let this shit get to, like, even when the gorilla be talking his monkey shit, I don't, that shit don't get to me. Like, I'm from New York, bitch. We go. Like, I don't do this on
No
here.
holds bar. We finna
Yeah,
let
like
out.
I don't do this here because I don't want it to dilute the message I'm trying to
Right.
do.
I
I think
get
that's
that.
far
I
more
do.
important. But like for real, like if I saw him in person, bitch, that bitch will be like, ugh.
I actually was asking
He'd
like
be mad.
some
He'd
of
be
my
ready.
YouTube friends. I was like, God, I feel kind of bad. And they were like, for what? And I was explaining to them like the things that me and my brothers and sisters would say to one another when we were kids.
And
And I was like, I've been doing some fucked up shit my whole life.
go in. You talking about having a classroom abroad in laughter? I would be getting in trouble. Like
That's me.
teacher be like, listen, you got it. You got to go. You got to
And
exit.
back then, they used to be like, come up to the front of the
Right, right,
classroom, come
right,
up to the front. And I
right.
had to go to, and I'm the only girl, but I'm finna roast the hell out of y'all ass up in here.
I would have like, cause it always be somebody that would try it. You know what I'm saying? And they'd
Mhm.
be like, okay, okay, okay. Then be like,
I
bow.
got that ass.
I'm going in. I'm going in on everything from head to toe. And they'd be like, oh. And then the teacher be like, what's going on over there? Nothing. And then oh, everybody start laughing. It'd be like, yeah. Well,
I got that ass. Come on. What else you got?
what else? Because I
And
know
some.
what you coming with. Right. Because I know what you coming with. The same thing that everybody else come with. All right, you come with the obvious, but let me keep going with your life and your
Yeah, cause you
like
know,
your father won't
I,
claim
yeah,
you.
that's why your mama. I used to be like, that's why your mama came up here looking like.
And the fact that you was a mistake.
Yes. Baby, I'm not giving no breaks. I'm not giving no
None.
breaks.
None. None whatsoever.
And my
None.
whole thing used to be the thing they used to pick on me was I was so skinny, but I had a big old butt. And they used to be like, she got a big butt. She got a, and I used to be so hurt.
Oh, but now
This
big brother in. What you
that
talking?
shit in now. I used to be so hurt. I used to go home
Mm-mm.
and say, they was picking on my butt. My
Child,
dad said, now you already know. Go back to
I must
school
have
and
been.
get their ass.
I must have been 4 or 5, and I came home crying about picking on me. And my mother was like, "Stop all that damn crying. People not gonna like you. It is what it is. But you better snap out of it. Like
Yep.
you let you cry now, but you better not ever come back here crying about anybody saying anything to you. Whatever they say to you, you make it 10 times worse. And ever since that moment, oh yeah,
And
it's
see, I was the only girl forever.
yeah. My
Like,
sister, my twin sister's the only girl too, but I was the one with the mouth. Like
and I
I,
had to fight the boys. Like, my grandparents had, like, we got, like, I have probably over, like, 25 cousins, first
mm,
cousins. And there
mhm,
used to be points in time where we all there together.
right,
And my age group was nothing but the boys.
okay.
And I used to have to beat the shit out there.
See, we
Like
didn't have
they be like, now I know good and well
no, we
you
didn't
ain't at
have.
school with these kids letting you, and you know that's the only thing I had to get permission.
No, we were the only two. My sister and I, only two in the middle. Everybody was either super duper young, like baby, or like 10 and plus years older, or like 6 to 10 years older. So there was just us for a long time. Yeah, and it was just really, yeah, it was just really weird. But my uncle and my older brother, they used to fight me like, and at first I never understood it, but then as I got older, I got it. Like they were just training me for, all right, people gonna do this, people might try to do this. This is how you handle this. But at first I didn't get it. But when I started busting their ass, they
Mhm.
understood.
That
They
shit became fun, didn't it?
they got. I mean, I got in trouble because my mother, of course, would be like, "Don't be hitting on your uncle like that." Like
Nah, my dad be
start
like,
talking
fuck
shit.
their ass up.
Right? You start talking shit. You put your hands on me. I'm gonna rock that ass. And that's just what happened. It's just
My
from that.
dad used to be like, fuck they ass up. Don't get their ass no break. Fuck them up. Fuck them up. Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
So
sure.
I see somebody in the chat, the Shady Turtle. Are you a turtle?
Shady turtle.
Put that acronym back in the chat if you are.
Oh, somebody must have deleted them. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Shady turtle evening. I don't know who the shady
Oh, they
turtle.
put LOL. They didn't put what I suspected for them to put. So
Hmm. So are they a shady turtle or not? I don't
they
know.
could be a Shady Turtle, but not the ones that I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
It's an organization.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, but welcome, I guess, Shady Turtle. But yeah, so I mean, it is what it is. But I ain't never been like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this has never been a thing of like being ashamed of. It is what it is. Like, you deal with the cards that you're dealt, but you play the hell out of your hand. And I've never. I'm a hell of a spades player. I tell you that.
Me too. Ooh, and we gonna play Saturday.
Hey. So I don't fuck around with no cards, okay? Uh, so it is what it is.
And I guess that's why I don't have the relationships in the beef sector like others, because I know I'll snap off. And I a lot of shit that I done been through, I done kind of cuss their ass out, and then don't even revisit it again for
Yeah,
what?
like
Cause I want to get on a
glutton
plane
for
and come beat
punishment,
your ass.
right? Like I'm not glutton for punishment. I'm not a person that needs any kind of validation from anybody. Fuck your validation. I validate myself. So
Correct.
I don't need all that going back and forth. Oh, we friends now. We're not friends. No, we friends again. No, we're not friends. Fuck that. If it's up, then it's stuck and it stays stuck. Ain't no stick it to them with stick them. That's just it.
I
Point
give
blank.
your ass one good
That's
chance.
it. That's it. That's all you get. Ain't no three and no fourth and no. Oh, what's that second chance? Nah, fuck that shit. Nope. You
The
cross.
stuff
You
that went on yesterday and today, I could never. I ain't
ever,
even gonna lie. Like
ever.
all this fuck shit, this girl gaslighting them into these damn relationship in a relationship shit. No, cause everybody would have got cussed the fuck out. They would have been like, "Well, we're gonna leave the damn the bowls, the bells and bowls the fuck alone because she don't like none of us in the damn way."
Right. Right. I'm just not one to be like, oh, I never liked you anyway. No, bitch, if I didn't like you, you would know it because I tell you straight up,
Yep.
straight from jump. Like there would be no surprises. Like, oh, I didn't know you didn't like me. No, you know, I
That
told,
shit was funny.
I told,
You can you getting down off the panel and you can still hear them talking. And
yeah,
I heard she don't like me anyway. I hit that shit back. I was like, what? I
not at all. Ain't no split.
girl. You know what? It's over. I had the audacity to be telling people I thought you had some beautiful skin. I'm gonna take that shit back too.
No, but no way. Ain't no spinning the block. No reason to. No
Mm-mm.
reason to at all. Ain't got time for it. Look at you. Now, see, last week it was a whole hour extra. Now it was a whole like hour and change because I usually only do 2 hours.
Last week I was asking if I could see, the rumors and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
That's what we was on last
Ain't no
week.
first of all, let's be very clear. Ain't no rumors. It's all fact.
I ain't seen it. I ain't seen it. Y'all, I'm just kidding.
And you can. Um,
Look, see how ooh.
I'm an equal opportunist. I don't.
Stop rubbing on yourself. You gonna give me the Shaquem vibes. He be up on the downstate. He be
Right.
up on there just rubbing his back chest
Right. Let
with
me
all
just
that
stop
oil.
giving you giving you the hobo vibes.
I'm like, I don't like them dusties. He got a whole goddamn bottle of baby oil up there just rubbing himself down.
No, I'm
I
sorry.
saw him.
Coconut.
I had went over to, I think it was when they was doing the fake baby girl. Oh goddamn Brooke, when they
Uh,
was doing her dating show, and he was up on the panel, and I'm listening, and then I just so happened to look up on the damn screen, and I
mhm.
see this bitch up here. He got a damn big ass bottle of damn Astroglide, and he rubbing himself down.
But that's the whole thing. You really can't believe that man is straight. Who? Why is he using Astroglide if he
No,
would?
that was I don't know what he was. I
No, but I'm
just
just
threw that
saying.
out there.
But I mean, even if it was Astroglide, gun and oil, whatever it was a lubricant. You don't really
Yes.
what you need
I'm talking about he up there greasing his body down. I was like, what the fuck wrong with this man? Now I had heard of him,
and them booty cheeks,
but
booty,
I had never saw him before.
booty
And
cheeks.
then the next scene I come back and look again, he got on a whole fucking Egyptian outfit. And I'm
Oh,
like, it's something really going on with that guy.
okay, you think he a pharaoh? But didn't he have what do you say? Yeah, Rick James costume. Was he like? Is he into cosplay or something? What the fuck is wrong with him?
They say he have a whole Amazon wish list with
Costume?
costumes.
Oh, okay. Mm.
Yeah, and then I see he gonna put Rick James in his name. Rick James gonna slap the shit out of his ass. Don't be
Agreed.
goddamn fucking around with my super freak. The fuck?
Like slap.
That was a cool ass dude. I can't even lie.
He
And
was
Rick, when I tell you Rick thought he was the man, he thought he was sexy.
up until the day he died. What
Yeah,
the day before he died
he
when he
was
was
so
at work?
big.
Yeah.
He was so big. I was like, oh my God, that ain't even Rick no more. Like
Mhm.
Rick had them plaits with them beads. That's my kind of music, y'all. I'm telling y'all, my favorite song was goddamn Brick House. Cause I thought I was a brick house baby.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah, brick house.
What are you talking about for work?
Oh, not for work.
He was getting ready to go
Uh,
to that corner. I heard he be going to the corner store.
I heard he be walking to the corner store.
Yep.
But that's the whole thing. How you walking to the corner store, but talking about you paying for a flight? Come on now, sir. Coming in.
And I never knew what a honey pack was, but
Oh,
I recently found out what a honey pack. Now, what a young person like him need with a fucking honey pack?
they want to keep going.
Oh, okay.
Energize the bunny. That's what that was. He's he's probably telling Honest Roll, I'm gonna get a honey pack for you. Where
Yeah,
that hell fell. Honest Roll was excited.
a mess.
Damn.
And this is the
Damn.
shady lives of the B sector. I mean, like,
I mean,
this,
it is. He was hoping for the honey pack. Here, work me,
he
work,
said with peanut oil.
work me all night long. Work me, baby. Is singing that Tina Turner song when she first met Ike. Work me, daddy.
Job in the city, working for the man. Oh, he's supposed to have a job for Tesla too.
Who?
That's what they've been saying.
Who?
Shakim.
Oh shit.
You
They-
know, I look at Ronnie Q in the mornings, and that's where I get a lot of. Y'all hear him? Listen at him. He grinning hard too. Look, look. I read lips, motherfucker. I read lips. They FaceTiming too, y'all. Look. I'm jealous as fuck. Look, look, look. Them pretty teeth. He just a grinning. All that cupcake. Look, look, look. Look at him. Oh, oh, look at him, y'all. He just a smiling with them pretty teeth.
Oh Lord, here you go.
Oh,
See, normally y'all don't get that because I'm off here around this time.
just
Uh,
a blush.
whatever.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and drop down. I have to give Sophie her bath,
Oh,
and I'm gonna let you get back to your phone call.
I
I
know you
had fun.
going to bed right now, so I'm good. I'm about to call it a night myself.
Well, I had a great time talking
Yes,
to
of
you.
course. We had a great time. Thank you for popping in. Brother Nate, thank you for hanging in there, even though I understand the technical issues, but thank you so much for hanging in there. And thank you for all of you for hanging out with me and all of us and our shenanigans and me getting a phone call.
I'm gonna drop down. Bye.
Uh, but yeah, no, definitely thank you guys so much for hanging out. As always, it's always a pleasure. Um, like I always say, I don't care who you vote for. I just care that you vote. Because you know we have to be the change that we want to see in the world. You know, it's not about just wanting change, but it's about being the change that you want to see. And the only way you can do that is if you got to put the boots to the ground, right? Um, and it don't have to be nothing big. Small stuff works just as well. I'm back in the chat. It's all good. But yeah, definitely, always a pleasure. And until next time, be safe, be kind to each other, moisturize, and I think that's all I got. That's all I got. Any other parting words? I'll check the chat before I close it out. Any parting last words? All right. Hey, Patty Duke. I've been quiet but hanging out. Of course, Patty Duke is always a pleasure. Patty, you have a good night. It's great to see you. Thank you, Just Lovely, for hanging out. Brother Nate, once again, thank you as always. My older brother, thank you for, just being a great backbone because you know, sometimes this stuff is a bit crazy, but you always have my back, which is always great. But until next time, you beautiful people, peace. And I'm out.